One.
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Winter Wednesday, October 26th, 2022, and this dumb sports show starts right now. Football is obviously the topic of conversation every single day whenever you're in the middle of an NFL season. We are sitting on a Wednesday, which means Week 8 is tomorrow. Week 7 was behind us, but we're in a beautiful spot to kind of judge every... You hear that sound?
Oh, yeah. That one I got. Is it D-Bud?
Little crack one.
Blame it on the black guy. Jeez.
That did sound like
of course.
it did.
Well, you didn't come in on Monday because you didn't want to hang out with us because we're white.
Wait.
That was
So
AQ day.
It might be the ring
no,
light.
he's Tuesday.
Maybe it's the ring light.
I got in late Monday.
I don't know if it's the ring light. It might be this thing.
It's gone now.
How's it going now?
Pretty good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right, that's this thing. Well, we tried to fix something. We messed up something else potentially. Nonetheless, we are thankful and excited to be here on this glorious Wednesday where we'll get a chance to chat with the host of Everything DB and the Man to Man podcast and potentially either the victim of racism just a couple seconds ago or the perpetuator of racism on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. Cox and Tables here at Boston Connor at Ty Schmidt, and obviously one half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Ton Diggs is here. All the boys in the back, we appreciate the hell out of everybody's work. We almost had an internet crashing just moments before we went live here at the FanDuel Thunderdome, and you know, people would say, how could you have an internet outage or a power outage at the Thunderdome? Isn't that why you moved from your last office? True. Well, I'll tell you what, we tried triple stamp, double stamp, ordered 2,000 up, 2,000 down, 1,000 up, 1,000 down from two different internet companies. Now, we're going into Week 8 of the NFL season. Obviously, we're supposed to start on Thursday night when the Rams took on the Bills for the opener of the game. So it's like about 8 weeks we're supposed to be in this place. We only have one of the internets that we have definitely paid for and ordered because the other one putting it in somehow and getting all through that. And then the other internet, the one internet that we do have wasn't supposed to be our main internet. It was supposed to be our backup internet, but they were able to put the internet in here. They had a crash right before we went live in our entire area. So we're excited that we were able to get fucking on air today. We're very thankful to be here. We have a hardwire of another internet that is running right across the middle of the basketball court that Zito put together right before we went live, just in case everything crashes. This is what we learned from the last office to this office. Now we got a hardwire plugged into something that's supposed to be our third internet option that might be our only internet option, and that's what happens whenever you operate on the internet and the internet's being controlled by a couple companies and they don't really give a fuck about everybody and how much they use it.
Yeah, absolutely not. Interesting.
Now we work on the internet, make a good living on the internet, are thankful for the internet, love the internet, so we have to be, thankful to the internet as a whole. But with that being said, the internet companies are running quite a racket.
Fickle business.
It is quite a racket going on. They control everything. They know it, and we're happy to be on the receiving end of that.
For sure, and I think you can put your ears back in because there's still a little bit of blip, 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 blip.
Yep.
So
Crackling.
definitely was not an issue with your situation.
Okay, so I can hear stuff.
Yes. There we
I'm
go.
excited about that. Let's talk about some stuff that we have heard. This news came just moments ago.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos are currently playing in London town this weekend. They've traveled over there. We've seen Russell Wilson walking onto the practice field in London with his over-the-ear headphones on. He looked locked in. Yeah. He looked focused. If we know anything about Russell Wilson, the founder of Team 3, Mr. Unlimited, we know that he's never going to miss an opportunity to get better.
Nope.
He's never going to miss the chance to make himself the best version of Mr. Unlimited that he can become. For the first time, I think, in NFL history. They've been playing games over there for like 20 years.
Yep.
Russell Wilson did not just fly over to London.
What?
He took 4 hours of the 8-hour trip and worked out on the fucking plane while his other teammates slept. This report came via a tweet right before we came live. Zach Stevens, DNVR. You start doing some quick thinking, that seems like Zach Stevens Denver.
Okay.
This man has his inside sources. Russell Wilson worked out and stretched for 4 of the 8 hours on a flight from Denver to London. Said he was doing high knees in the aisle when the rest of the guys were asleep. I assume if I send some text messages to somebody that's on the Denver Broncos team, they would send back that they were trying to sleep, not actually asleep, trying to sleep. The reason they couldn't sleep is because at 40,000 feet, there was a fucking guy doing high knees in the aisle who is their starting quarterback. I love this. He's always focused. He's always getting better. D-Butt, your thoughts on on Russell Wilson taking 4 out of the 8 hours to fucking get better out there?
Not shocked at all. This is the same guy when he had the mallet finger. He was rehabbing 19 hours
That's right.
a day, right?
Yeah,
19 hours a day.
didn't work.
So,
Didn't work for him though.
I mean,
What are you talking about?
I mean, other quarterbacks played with the injury. He didn't, even though he does have Wolverine blood. And if you think you guys, now this is one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen in my entire life. Just the whole from beginning to end, because it ended with that his teammates couldn't sleep. He's not flying over with his teammates, dude. He has his own fucking office in that building. He's flying over on his own fucking jet.
No. Team 3 was with him, though. They were on
Probably
his iPad.
probably a hyperbaric chamber on his plane that he's flying over there.
Well, I assume that is potentially true, but he had Team 3 on his iPad while he was up there, had to have good internet so he could be in contact with Team 3, and they were actually live on the other side, putting him through the workout.
That's right.
So they were doing high
You
knees.
don't think they were on the plane?
Team 3?
Yeah.
You think they're putting, you think so?
1,000. Yeah, damn right. If
In the
AG
new deal?
and Brady guys on the plane, Team 3's on the plane.
Well, are they on the plane, AG and Brady's guys, or are they traveling separately in a different plane? Like
Oh, is that
Tony said?
1 week whenever there's a wedding for somebody that he had to go to and miss a walkthrough and fly by himself and fly home by himself,
only week
and it's
we know.
terribly optics and they look bad?
Uh-huh.
You're talking about that?
Yes, I'm talking about that.
We're not talking about that.
Okay.
No.
We're talking about Team 3 being on. You think maybe a whistle? What if Team 3 sitting on the plane? Hey Russ, remember we're operating still on mountain time or whatever the hell it is. It is time for our our cool down, our night cool down. So he's doing high knees. All right, and then they blow a whistle again in the middle of the fucking plane. All right, stretch. Russ is doing a full fucking workout. The Denver Broncos strength coach is sitting right behind him. What the fuck did I sign up for?
This guy.
The rest of the teammates have to watch that and wonder about everything about that guy. He needs to start winning again so that everything he does isn't judged in a negative fashion. I think that.
Agree, 1,000%.
When he was spending $1 million and he had a Peloton team and he had an arm team and a cardio team and a social team
Right.
and a hair team and
Right.
a dress team and a
Right.
car
Right.
team.
Right.
And whenever he was doing all that and they were winning, it was cool. Everybody was like, this guy's invested. This guy's awesome. Oh, he's always his own self. He gets to be his true self. Mr. Unlimited. It was all a positive. This guy is his own thing. You start losing, you start doing Danger Witches commercials like that. Now it's like, oh, this guy fucking stinks. This guy's a fraud. This is a fugazi. There's no way this human's real. Then he says he has Wolverine blood. It's like, well, then he's out the next week.
He didn't play.
This guy blows.
What's your problem?
I know. I'm just saying what
That's what
people
people-
might say. I'm not saying
We're
that.
quoting people.
Yes, and we don't have to worry about the danger witch anymore because Subway said, "Oh, this guy does actually stink. We're going to pull it off."
I think
the
that
menu."
was
They pulled the video.
Commercial.
Oh, okay.
I thought they
got-
all see I thought I saw an internet report where they had to make room for other sandwiches, so the Danger Witch was not on like the menu anymore, but they still had it.
Oh, it's on the secret menu.
Correct.
The Danger Witch still lives, but you got to order it off menu. And that was a report you heard on the
I
internet?
think that was from the New York Post, if I remember correctly. That could
Incredible.
be wrong.
Okay.
Incredible.
That is.
Sometimes.
They're not just reporting stuff on the internet. They do in real life, too.
They do
Who
a lot
knows
of
if it's
reporting on
real?
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of reporting.
Personally, I love this. I absolutely love this because he has been trying a little bit. Russ is now working himself into Drew Brees territory where he's just going to make it about himself one last time, every single time, any way he can. Hey, Team 3, how can I make this about myself? I know the team's got issues. I know we got issues with everything that's going on. How can I kind of put the onus on me, not in a negative light, but in a positive light, talk about how great I am? How can I make this about myself? Well, Russ, you want to work out for 4 of the 8 hours while everyone else is, sleeping or maybe doing some like team bonding stuff?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
How do
Sounds
I
good,
make it
genius.
really obvious? I'll do high knees in the fucking aisle. Okay, you got
Yep,
it on a
he
plane.
sounds good.
He's flying over the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Doing high knees.
You think he goes up to Adele before the game on Sunday and says, "Hey, do you think we could change the lyrics maybe to God Save the King to maybe God Save the Three?"
Jeez, what is your problem? Is Adele singing it?
That was in my fucking dream world. She was.
So whoever sings it, it's always good though.
Yeah.
That
Susan
whole
Boyle.
place goes bananas. Susan Boyle also very talented.
She goes off when she sings it.
Well, yeah, but what I was saying was I think everybody does when they sing it over there.
Oh, okay.
They'll have some like opera star over there sing it. The national anthem will be sung by somebody, and it will be done. Okay, here we go. When God Save the Queen or God Save the King comes on, for those people, it is the fucking best 45 seconds of their lives. Do you hear the electricity over there when you watch those games? The entire stadium is belting it as loud as they can. The whole place it's pretty electrifying, to be honest with you. And I didn't know we had another London game coming. I thought we were going to Germany and Mexico. I didn't know we had London this weekend. We got a 9:30 fucking game.
Jags.
right.
I mean, this is the London game because it's the Jaguars and
It's a home team.
It's London's team.
Troy and Joe.
we get
on
to
the
see
call,
those weird Jaguar masks or the people that are painted their face as Jaguars that are kind of spooky every time we see them.
Yeah, but I felt like the Packers felt like a home game over there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? So I think the London people are like, just because the Jags weren't able to sell out their stadium and they were coming in games over here, don't give us. We are not necessarily
Jags
just
again?
I mean, we are coming to the games. We are coming to the games because American sports. Like when we went over there, it was an American sports celebration.
Yeah.
It felt like a lot of jerseys. There was Jags fans. Jags beat us that game, so there was a lot to cheer for. So I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is awesome, good stuff." But I think they've shown out for a lot of the other teams as well.
Oh, yeah.
Are the Jags going to be the team that goes over there if they go over there, or is the expansion team going to happen? That is very fascinating to have that conversation because that's taking the salary cap
Way up.
if you had 4 more teams, think about how many
Billions.
games that is, how many more markets that is, because that 9:30 market will become
Untapped.
If they have a division
week,
over there, you have that every single fucking week. Premier League's been banking off of that. In the morning, people wake up and there's nothing else on. Oh, we
that's
can watch
awesome.
some fucking soccer. Bet on it. It's awesome. It's our sport now too, so we can watch the other people used to
Right.
have it play on TV in the United States can celebrate that we are winning the World Cup in Qatar here and.
Yeah.
Couple months.
We would recommend nobody to go to the World Cup, though.
Do not go.
Sounds
I
like
think is Dan O calling this game
Oh, man.
in London?
Oh,
No,
this is
it's
Troy and
exclusive.
Joe.
It's
No, it's
exclusive
Rich.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, I think that.
I believe it's
Dan and
exclusive
Lewis is
ESPN Plus game.
Rich and them are calling Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle.
Rich, Michael
Yeah.
Irvin, that whole crew, Kurt,
Okay.
They do that
Mooch.
once a year, right?
Well, they used to do it for the London games, and then Sanchez and
Kevin Kugler.
Kevin Kugler were doing the
Dogs.
first couple England games now. This is Orlovsky's doing this 9:30 game?
Let me check.
I swear Troy and Joe said that they were going to London on Monday night. Because then they have to fly back for the Cincy.
I love that 9:30 time slot, though.
Yeah.
And if they have a division over there,
The 2 games at 9:30. Be unbelievable.
The Broncos Jaguars will air on ESPN Plus, making it the first exclusive NFL game for the streaming service. I don't know who's calling it, but it's on ESPN Plus.
oh, so we got to go to Peyton's Places home.
Yeah.
Right, that's what
right.
Peyton's Places
In
is.
Stephen A's world.
Stephen A's world, Stephen A's list.
People will love trying to find that.
Abby Wambach's places. She's got one on there.
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey's.
Eli Manning has something on there.
Yep.
Matchups on there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
But it's not just exclusive there. You're also
No,
on
yeah,
ESPN
yeah.
and ESPN too.
Yep.
Now this says it's on ABC too. What the fuck?
Wow.
We just had a full conversation. Where was this report on the internet? The
So-
first one you said it's the first exclusive to the
NBC
streaming.
Sports.
Oh, so maybe NBC Sports trying to drive a little bit of a.
A little bit of a win.
Oh, I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
You get to watch this on ESPN Plus the first time ever. You're going to have to. I don't know. I'm excited for it. 9:30 games are awesome. If they have a full division in England or Europe, I didn't even think about they'll have 9:30 games all the time. This will be a new norm. And if you talk about the TV market, which directly affects the salary cap, I mean that is
Yeah,
great news
into the stratosphere.
for everybody. All right, now that we have Darius here, Darius. Yesterday, you weren't a part of the conversation. The conversation about our conversation from yesterday with Aaron Rodgers is a lot about the accountability and him calling out his teammates, him calling out his coach. He never called out either of them, but everybody's taking his message as shots at both people and everything like that because they're not winning right now. It is obviously a different tone of a conversation with him yesterday. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I'm happy that that happened, actually, because I mean, if he didn't, I think we would all be worried about
He killed even more.
how invested. I would also worry about how if he wasn't a little bit different than he normally is. I think I would have been worried about how invested he is. Sounds like he's still all in. Sounds like he's very optimistic. But the big takeaways are him talking about if you're making mistakes, you shouldn't play. And big takeaways, he's calling out people through the media. What were your thoughts on how Aaron did yesterday, and what are your thoughts on the reaction of what Aaron did yesterday in a conversation with us right here?
I mean, you can definitely tell he's, still invested, and he said it's fair that, fans are frustrated with, with the team. I just never been a big fan of guys sending messages through the media, and I feel like it was kind of a shot. You're talking about playing time, that's a direct shot at the coach. A couple weeks ago.
Okay, so you thought that was a shot at the coach because everybody on the internet, or not everybody, some people are saying that's a shot at his teammates.
Mm-hmm. Well, that first and foremost, but the coach decides, who plays.
Okay.
And, who's getting the reps.
So there's levels to
this. Yeah, it's, obviously, and everybody knows that. The coach is calling the shots in that department. And then, simplifying the offense. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a shot, but you're sitting and talking, for 45 minutes, like you're going to say some shit that maybe comes off the wrong way. But just like the rush shit, all that, lame shit he does is cool when he's winning.
Yeah.
But when you start losing, now you take shots at everything. And obviously, Aaron Rodgers is a guy that, people are going to take shots at any opportunity to get for the last couple of years. So,
it's been like his whole career.
Long time.
But, I mean, it's got a lot louder.
Oh, yeah. Because of...
Wait, why?
Oh, New York Supreme Court.
Nobody saw. I didn't hear many people talking about that.
What's that? What are you talking about?
Because you tried to kill
What
people?
were you saying? What were you bringing up?
I'm just saying, it got loud around Aaron Rodgers.
Why? I still don't get
for
it.
what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Where were we sending, just these blanket statements all
Yeah.
about? What are we talking
Stop
about?
being so vague.
What are you
We
talking
know we got some guests on later. We'll probably get into some other stuff. But
Charania will be
on
joining
there?
us in 12 minutes to chit-chat about the New York Supreme Court ordering back pay for all the state employees who are fired because of their vaccination status. That came out yesterday.
Oh, well.
Talking about that immunized part.
Wait, they're getting back pay for killing people?
Well,
They're rewarding it now?
Because they didn't get their fucking vaccine, so they killed at least 3-4 people.
I got vaccinated. You remember I got vaccinated, and since I was letting a non-vaccinated person talk,
Well, turns out
I was killing people.
Yeah.
You remember that? I was
Blood's
killing
on
people.
your hands.
Well,
I was killing
turns
people.
out you were killing people even if you got vaxxed because Pfizer came out and said it didn't stop the transmission between people. So everybody killed everybody.
Is that a report on the internet right there?
No, that one was actually real.
At Biden.
That
What do you do? What
was that?
Thought we put a name to the headline here.
Oh, I didn't. That sounded aggressive. I don't know if he, was the one. Well, I don't know.
Direct your Twitter
I don't know
complaints.
any of it. I do know that it does sound like, because I have, seen these particular stories.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of fallout with what happened the last couple of years with decisions that were made.
Nah.
And I don't
I
know.
think people gonna act like it never fucking happened.
No, I don't think so. It sounds like this is going to be, I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I saw a couple people cracking beers celebrating this morning because of it. And those people did lose their jobs because of what is now going on in the New York State Court.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, not only that, I think that's obviously a big decision that is made, and we'll talk to Charania to see if are they going to pay Kyrie?
They have to.
Is Kyrie getting his money back because he wasn't allowed to work because he was working in a state employee building or whatever? I don't know.
Catch those debates last night?
What's that?
Did you catch those debates last night?
I did see that the guy from Braddock that I learned of his existence yesterday had a conversation with Dr. Oz last night on a stage.
Did he crush?
So you guys brought that conversation up yesterday on purpose because you guys knew that was coming?
did you?
Oz?
I learned about Dr. Oz fucking trying to get into the government game for Pennsylvania. I didn't know Dr. Oz. I'm from Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz, I know Pennsylvania, big fucking state. I mean, we're talking like 6-hour drive from one side to the other. But I had no idea Dr. Oz was a Pennsylvanian. I learned yesterday, holy shit, Dr. Oz is about to be in the government for Pennsylvania. And then in follow-up, I found out a guy from fucking Braddock is maybe going to be in the government of Pennsylvania. So yesterday was quite a, holy shit, I feel like I've missed a lot. And then they just so happened to have a debate last night that the entire world was talking
What's
about.
Dr. Oz a doctor of?
Fucking life. What's this guy do? Come on, just like Phil, Tony.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
Dr. Phil's a doctor of psychology.
I don't know, but my man from Braddock had a rough night last night, I think.
Oh, no.
I think he was trending because of it, yeah. But anyways, this is what government still is.
Yeah.
I'm learning. This is what it still is.
Fucking
I
clown
don't
show.
exactly.
What a
I don't
good
go.
point.
I don't go into that world much.
No,
I
we
try
don't
to stay
do.
away from it completely. And people call me irresponsible. It's like, okay, I also won't mind enjoying my life. You know, I
Sure.
wouldn't mind like not having to feel like I'm going to save the world with every single decision that I make. I'm not going to feel like I have to fight every human that doesn't agree with me every single day of my life. Like I have not gotten invested in politics yet. Will I someday? Maybe. I have no idea. Sounds miserable. Though.
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds miserable. I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of people that span very far both directions. And both those people are terrible to be around right now because they both want to just fucking change the world in their direction. It's like, okay, cool. Can we just have a good time here? Yeah, but have you heard about? And then it's like, I haven't heard. That is crazy. I'm sure the other people have an excuse there for whatever reason. No, they don't. They're all, okay, I agree with you completely. Then you go to the other side. Complete opposite. These two used to be friends. Complete opposite somehow. Have seen a lot of the same world. Have no chance of changing their concept or idea. So what is even the fucking purpose of getting in there? Isn't that what you're supposed to do, is kind of come to the best resolutions, what you thought it was? So I stay the fuck out. I stay as far as I can just for the sake of my own happiness, I think. I think that is something that's okay. And I don't think everybody should speak on something. Like if you don't know enough, I don't think you should speak. What I do know, I thought, was a fundamental thing of politics. I thought you had to speak. How come every politician that I see speak that ends up in my timeline, normally they've done something absolutely terrible, can't fucking talk? Isn't that like a pretty high part of being a politician? Isn't that like kind of what it is?
Should be.
Nobody can talk anymore, and they're all doing the power. They're all in power. What are you guys doing over there in the fucking politics world? I've been over here in sports just trying to do our thing, and we got our own issues. Okay, we got a lot to figure out. You should see what some of these refs are calling.
It's bad.
Oh, there was an autograph on as well as a phone number for a goal. I mean, we got a lot of shit to figure out as well. We are not perfect, but you politics people need to figure it the fuck out, okay? You guys have a lot more power than we got on this particular stage, and I would like to see, a little better options, I think, come ballot box. Not that it matters, because my vote is an uninformed vote mostly, but there has to be better.
Yeah.
Let's not act like, that 98% of people fucking voting have an uninformed vote. And how can you blame them when the two options are a celebrity TV doctor and a
Who
fucking...
you didn't even know was from the fucking state. Might not be from the state.
Exactly.
He's from Cleveland.
There you go.
From Cleveland?
He's from Cleveland.
No offense, Cleveland. No offense, Cleveland.
No offense. And the other guy's a bootleg version of Bill Goldberg. Looks like fucking a poor man's Bill Goldberg, who I'm not sure if he used to be in Hell's Angels. I mean, look at that guy. That's Bill Goldberg if everything went wrong.
Dude, that is Braddock.
That's a dog.
He is a
The
dog.
ultimate win-win situation for Pennsylvania. You get Dr. Oz, or you get the next, contender against Aziz and Monday Night Raw. Why
What
don't you
is
want
your-
that?
Commander?
Yeah, thank you, Commander.
Where the fuck
Aziz.
is Commander Aziz been? That's a whole nother.
Yeah, another
army.
issue that we got to figure out.
That's a whole nother
Where's Zeke?
category of press and media and everything as well.
Is Aziz running too?
Let's get Aziz in the race.
I would vote for Commander Aziz in anything.
Yeah.
I don't think he's from America, so I'm not sure if I don't know what the rules
I'd
are.
vote for Ezekiel.
Anyways, you guys brought that up on purpose because it just so happened I learned of these humans, and then last night they have their fucking Super Bowl. These two.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
Coincidence, I believe. You think I fucking know?
I thought AQ and that guy.
I kind of do.
You are the one that brought it up.
Yeah, I kind of think you do.
I can't remember how it got brought up.
AQ and him
did.
were arm wrestling at the Penn State game.
Anyways, I did see some videos from that last night, and I do fear that we're in for another round of sorry candidates in politics.
Mm-hmm. All I know.
I think that's what we would do if we covered more politics. Sorry ass candidates in politics.
Yep.
I don't know if there's any good things about anybody that's ever run for politics, which leads to the thing, why would anybody do it? So anybody that's actually worth a fuck probably would never want to get into it because your life gets ruined and you can make no money.
There it is.
Yep.
So we're just basically set up for nobody ever good to ever do anything that is in a position of power in our country.
I might run.
That's comforting.
Did we just figure out politics?
I think they make.
Tone, you might run?
I might run. I'm going to fix the roads
I
and
don't
burn
think-
the
I
fucking
think
mask,
they
okay?
get those palms greased.
Oh, you're talking about like back-end payments. Because you're never paying for anything ever again, right?
Right.
Uh-huh. No taxes.
Yep.
You get Secret Service.
This is a good time for us to figure out politics.
Is that opposite Java?
What's that one?
It's a joke.
Jabba and
camera
that
there?
camera, yeah, got eyes on each other.
They've had beef ever since Jabba moved in here too.
This one, you know, much more mobile. This one kind of just stands in the pocket.
That's right.
You know what I mean? This Jabba hits from all
It
sides.
can
also
move.
goes out every once in a while.
Yeah, this one struggles. It goes black every once in a while.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
I told you it's been pissed ever since Jabba came in. As soon
Jabba's
as Jabba
intimidating.
moves, that one says,
Turf
"Fuck
battle.
it, I'm not working anymore."
Anyways, that's politics.
Good job, boys.
Just like Jabba and that camera.
I feel like we just did it, didn't
Got
we?
to the bottom of it.
Fix it again.
All right, I've been told that we have a tech fix.
Oh, really?
So let's do that, and then we'll have Charania on the other side. I appreciate your take on Aaron. You?
Yeah, very.
It's real.
It's an interesting situation too.
It is.
Have you
I
watched?
think
They
figure
can
it out,
still
though.
turn it around.
Yeah, I think they.
You watching any
figure
tape
it
there?
out.
Whose fault is it?
I mean, it's hard. You know, it's hard. Even watching tape, you don't know what's going on in the media room. He's saying it's 20, but
PFF.
20%. If
That's a
guys
lot.
are that's a whole lot. You go through a game, you know, maybe two. Everybody's gonna make mistakes, but maybe like 2 MEs. You know, maybe 3. But if you're fucking up 1 out of every 5 plays,
That's MA is a missed assignment, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mental error, ME, and then MA missed assignment.
So like mental error is just kind of fuck up. Missed assignment is also something, or are they interchangeable?
Basically depends on the coaching staff. So if you, and it's different with offense and defense too. So if I get into my drop, but say I don't get enough depth, or I don't, you know, I react to something I'm not supposed to, that would be more of a missed assignment. But if I blitz instead of dropping into a fucking half, that's a mental
Yeah,
error.
but as long as you blitz full speed, because some coaches are fine with mental errors. Okay.
High school football for sure.
Well, that's what he said.
That's what we need.
That's what
You
he
don't fuck
said.
up,
is-
fuck up full speed.
Go fast, yeah. Go fast. If you're gonna do it wrong fast. That's a special teams like mission. I don't know about defense though. Like special teams is like, hey, if you're gonna go to the complete wrong gap,
Do it hard.
you better fucking go.
Sprint there,
Yeah. Better go full speed.
Well, that's what he said. They're having at least one on every fucking possession.
That's
like
absurd.
that's an
yeah.
issue, and that's why the offense is so bad. And again, you know, people were ripping him. Like he didn't call out anyone specifically, so hopefully that means everyone in there knows. Like, hey, you know, got to get my shit together. They've had 10 drops over the last 2 weeks. Like, you're not going to win very many games with that.
And I don't
going
think he's talking about the drops.
on. No, yeah, right.
And that's why I asked him.
Guys lining up in the wrong spots.
Big
Like,
though. I mean, you dropping the ball if you're
Huge.
I mean, you got Belichick. You
vet
got 2
key.
jobs: get open and catch the ball if you're a receiver.
But I asked him, do you have a lack of confidence with like some people? And I would assume if you're the quarterback and you have to know what everybody's going to do, and there's this one particular guy just not doing what he's supposed to do. So now you question the other route in that concept as well. It's like, all right, well, this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen. And this is just going off of what Aaron said yesterday. This is not me going to bat. I'm just trying to figure out. You could see how that could potentially affect how he is
even subconsciously.
as a whole, yeah.
Third
and
down-
as the play.
yeah.
In LaFleur gets buried a lot, but what if his
Rightfully
play
so.
concept is actually what if his play concept is actually something, but for now that we're learning a little bit more about like the finer details, for whatever reason, if one person fucks up, the whole play concept could potentially be completely backwards, right? Because this person might be blocking a person when really they run the wrong route.
Well, it
It's
is.
week fucking 8. Why is that already happening? Why is that still happening for them? I wonder.
That's odd, especially with a coach and a quarterback that's been in place for what, 4 years now, 3 years?
This is
Yeah,
their
so-
fourth year together.
Yeah, if it's like a first year type thing, like I was watching the Steelers film and it was one play where the right guard went out and he was like almost in the screenplay and just got sacked, and everybody else was doing something else. So
Yeah,
like,
that was a tough one. I saw it.
Jesus.
yeah. So I mean,
What the fuck's going on in Pittsburgh, dude?
Well, there's a high school quarterbacks coach trying to be an.
Oh, I thought he was a
offensive
high school coach.
coordinator.
High school
Well,
head coach, Tony. Show a little respect.
No, I don't know. I don't want to give that much respect.
Oh, so you say you'd be disrespecting high school football if you gave him a head coach and role immediately with what he's proven as the Pittsburgh
any
Steelers?
level of football, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
because that's the head. You got to earn that.
Yeah.
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 damn right.
Work your way up. You run the town.
All right, let's take 5 to fix this technical glitch. Had to finish that conversation. We appreciate that. Hey, Billy, good work, Bill.
Thank you, Billy.
Billy Tubes codes YouTube. Billy Tech does the internet.
Yep.
Dog.
He is a dog.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in it. I
Devil
think.
dog.
Yeah, actual. He's going to be in it with some companies, I believe.
140 confirmed kills.
Good luck out there, Billy. We appreciate you.
Know of.
In his first 6 months.
Let's not be turning off the internet in the middle of the show, though, Bill. You know that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that, Billy.
You know
Come
that,
on,
Billy.
Come on now, Billy.
Billy's the best. Billy's been around for a few years.
Yeah,
Yeah, a long time.
Billy has battled the tech problems alongside of us this entire time. We appreciate him for it.
And he hates them just as much as we do.
Bingo.
Which is even
Which is
better.
why we like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a little emotion out of it.
Oh, yeah. Built the Meraki network with his own 2 hands. And now he's got a new fucking fangled contraption that he's got to figure out.
Yep.
And a big Billy! All right, let's take 5. Sham Charania will be with us on the other side. We hope if the internet's still running. D-But, you want to get a shot up right now, or some putts up right now before we go, because we might not have the internet on the other side? Stick around, see if we got the internet on the internet show.
Oh, here we go.
Could have swore he was going to do basketball.
He's
with
going
that
to take the
fit.
flat
No,
stick.
he's
Got the
Hey,
pregame
good fit.
on.
You know what happened is we have Winter Wednesday. The winners of his particular contest from last week where he made the putts. What are you whoa. What are you trying to do here? We got to have some sort of. How many? Oh!
Okay.
2?
All right, you got to go 2 of 5.
2, huh? That's it. Okay.
D-But's got the golfing itch.
Well, yeah, he saw the graphic for Winter Wednesday last week. Dirty put his head on Tiger Woods' body.
Okay, that is cool.
And he had his IU hat on, so it matched perfectly. And D-Bud, I think, wants to get into golf now full time just so he can look that cool.
Yeah.
D-Bud.
Oh,
Gonna
no.
have to hit the ball a little harder,
Yep,
I think.
more
if
You
he
can
pace.
wants
move
to.
it. You're going to the other one?
More pace,
D-Bud, just call Mike Evans. He's got a guy's number.
He
to
goes
help
to Texas
you.
A&M. The ref helped him.
Ooh.
Great putt.
Actually, if you want to go to a college that probably has golf pros, Connecticut up there, it might be.
1 of 3.
Yeah, you don't even have to go to college either.
Oh,
A little
no.
more pace. A little more pace.
Yeah, you might want to move one of those balls, D-But.
Don't know if having an obstacle in the way is the right move. What are obstacles to Darius Butler?
No.
Addressed it too
Oh,
long.
no. That
Wow.
thing was rolling off the green.
It's not on PGA or Live yet.
Close.
We'll see, though.
Hopefully not live.
Call me something.
All right, let's take 5. Okay, let's all reset. We figured out politics.
Yep.
We talked about Aaron. We talked about Russell Wilson working out. And on the other side, we got the insider of basketball, Sham Charania. Be a friend, tell a friend. See you in 5. Take 5.
Take 5.
Thank you for joining us.
Was there a question that I wouldn't?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are tweeting. Aaron's not going to show up on Pat McAfee Show. It's the first time they've had a losing record since the Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays have started. He's not going to smile if he's on there. He better not smile if he's on there. What is your mindset? We still got a long season left, I assume? Or do you understand there's some frustration and it's warranted almost around the Green Bay Packer faithful?
Well, they can say whatever they want. Nothing's going to sway that opinion, I don't think. You know, I can come on here and extol the virtues of my team and the hope for the future and the excitement about the present. But I think people who are bitter and angry, they kind of want to sit in that, wallow in it a little bit, if you will, like a pig in shit, you know, just kind of enjoy it for a little bit and let that wash all over them till they're ready to get washed off.
Hey, quick pivot back to the Washington game. I give their defense credit, honestly. Like, what are they doing, I guess, to give you guys a tough time for your offense?
Nothing.
Then what was it?
People are going to be so mad with your answer.
I mean, they didn't have to do anything. They rushed 4 guys. They played cover 4. They sprinkled a couple weak inserts and a couple man coverages, and that was it. They got good players, but as far as like schematically, what did they do? Just lined up and played.
You think it was them making plays, you guys not execute? What do you think it is?
We had so many mental errors and mistakes. It's not the kind of football we're used to playing over the years. There have definitely been games 4 or 5, with seasons where we average, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 at the most. Mental errors or missed assignments per week. And but this season, a lot more than that every single week.
Do you talk to LaFleur? Do you talk to the team? I know the 2 guys talk. How do you think you guys get out of this little bit of rut, and how do you turn things into this hopeful promised land that you can see coming from a mile away?
You have to really be cognizant of when is the right time to speak and when is the right time to listen. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. There are times to listen, and then there are times where you've heard enough. And now it's start time to really crack the whip a little bit. Could be that time.
I've been a homer. I pick you guys no matter what. What should I do this week?
GFY.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. This is one of my favorite plays of the weekend, strictly because let's just get our eyes on some things, shall we? 4th quarter, 7 seconds left, 23-17, 6-point game. Where's the line of scrimmage? It's at the damn 17. This is very much attainable. This is not a Hail Mary. This is a lot of plays in the playbook. It's almost at a good spot because the amount of room they have from here to here can stretch out this defense a little bit. There's a little bit of space to work with. So Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence in a good spot to get a win at home. Look at the fucking grit. Look at the passion. Look at the rally. Look at this stand by this New York Giants team. Rushing 3, drop everybody else back. Can't get a first down and go down because Jags have no timeouts. Has to be a touchdown play that they have here. Touchdown jump at the 1. This dude has to put his entire body into this fucking thing. Stops him at the line. Everybody rallies. Hold his ass up. Start sprinting in. Get your eyes on it. This team's grit won them that game. 3 feet away from a loss. 3 feet away from the Jags hitting that. If the Jags score there, we're talking about how the Jacksonville Jaguars have everything we just mentioned. How the Jacksonville Jaguars are a new team. How the Jacksonville Jaguars can go on and do it because of plays like this. But instead, it's McKinley, it's the boys in the back making a massive stand. And this is the difference of a fucking winning team forever and a losing team forever. That stop right there. Think about all of the goddamn pressure and weight on that dude's leg.
Yeah.
Catching a body, then you got to drive it back. Then everybody else needs to come in. What a fucking play. What a great description of what this Giants team has been in one play. What a time to be a G-Men fan.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show on Wednesday.
Yeah, that was really good.
Just
Good energy. Good energy.
Today's show is sponsored by SeatGeek. This is your weekly reminder that they gave us an exclusive link that gives us all 15% off football
15?
tickets. Yeah, 15. Whether you're a first-time buyer or not, Tony. College, NFL, doesn't matter. SeatGeek has you covered. Just click the link in the description. The 15% off code will be auto-applied to your account. No code needed.
Thank you, SeatGeek.
My bad. See,
It's not a speed reading.
See, and that's exactly why I came back like I did, because usually just boom, we're back. Let's get this over with. Ad read.
Whoa, you do
whoa.
that. You do that, not the actual show.
Yeah, that's all me. Hey, that's Self Scout. We'll get better tomorrow.
I thought we had at least another 10 seconds of that.
I think some of the wires are rubbing together. Some smoke is coming out of nowhere, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Again?
No.
Son of a bitch.
All right. I don't think it's the window smoke.
Okay, sounds good.
Got eyes on it. Joining us now is a man who's smoking hot all the time with insider information.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the insider for the Association of the National Basketball, who has won the last 10 trade deadlines, the last 40 drafts, the man who knows everything about everything in the NBA, just signed a deal with FanDuel to be on FanDuel TV from the Athletic in the Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania. Are you Shams?
Pat, I got three things. So first of all, you got a three-piece suit on national TV nowadays. We got to talk about that. And then you got ad reads. You got a new studio. I don't know, man. I'm happy to sign the FanDuel deal, but I'm just trying to follow your lead.
Shams, you've always had ad reads, Shams. SeatGeek has been sponsoring us for 5 years.
Now when you bring me in, when you usually bring me in, it's usually clean now you got ad reads. You got ad reads more frequently.
Shams.
That means more money.
Shams, let me tell you about. Well, actually, a lot less frequent ad reads now because we got one particular deal that let us go. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that anymore. That deal is from the same company that made the right decision and signed. You're fucking legendary. We are so happy. We're happy you're on TV. We have you on our TV in the mornings, man. It's fucking amazing. We love it.
I appreciate you guys. And run it back. New NBA show, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Michelle Beadle, Chandler Parsons, Eddie Gonzalez. I think we have a good group of people. I'm really excited at the way the show's been already 2 weeks in. But I mean, I was just pumped with the deal. To me, it's really breaking barriers for the industry. So
because you're the first insider, right? You're the first insider that has any type of deal with a casino or a sports book or anything like that. And this is going to be very normal, like 1 year from now. I think maybe 2 years from now, it's going to be just considered a thing because I don't think you're going to be affecting and talking to the odds makers, but alongside your announcement, a heads up on what you could potentially profit from that on is not a bad play to have in the insider in the future in the sports media world as we go forward. It's good for the fan, it's good for the consumer, and it's good for the gambler. It's great. It's great for the gambler. And let's start talking about some news that Charania has that nobody else has. And by the way, very cool that the NBA is the first league that has that. I mean, it's like all of it is very cool, Shams, and you should celebrate that.
Congrats, Shams.
We're happy for you. A lot of hard work went into that, Shams. You know, you've been grinding a long ass time, and I'm not saying that you're now, all the way at the top. You've been here for a long time whenever it comes to performance, but I think more people are getting to learn about you, more business people are getting to learn about you. So the future is going to be incredibly bright for old Shams Charania. Let's talk about some teams that futures might be bright or pockets that might be future bright. Are they paying Kyrie Irving back his $30 million or whatever with that New York Supreme Court ruling where back pay is due for anybody that lost their job because of their vaccination status in the state of New York? Is Kyrie Irving about to get a massive check, or how is this going to get handled, do you think, Shams Charania? This is a big deal.
$20 million is how much last year Kyrie Irving didn't get for missing that time with the vaccine mandate. I mean, that's how much money he was for half of the home games that he had to sit out. So it's a lot. And so he obviously spent a lot of time away from the team as well because of the vaccine mandate. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that there'll be a situation where he's going to get that money back because technically it's the private equity or the private entity aspect of it as far as the Nets. So I don't see that being the case. But listen, I mean, this ruling literally just came out the other day. And so I'm sure him and his people or his people are at least going to be checking in on what happens here because he did forfeit a good chunk of money last season.
I'd say, what does this say in the bigger picture of the conversation for everybody else as well? We shall see. I mean, hey, it's going to get interesting.
That's what Kyrie Irving, I mean, that's part of the reason why he ended up sitting, right, is because he felt like this was a bigger stand than just himself, and he wanted to take a stand for everyone else that lost their jobs as well. And there were a lot of people in New York City that did, and now with this ruling are apparently going to be brought back and going to get payback, their payback. So I think, listen, I guess what Kyrie Irving was looking at last season, some of it's coming back, a year later.
Oh, the world is such an interesting place. I'm excited to see how this all unfolds. We're thankful that you're telling us the news from the association. Let's talk about Clay getting ejected last night. Are they a dirty team? Okay, we got guys on their team punching teammates right in the face out of nowhere. Yeah. Then they're getting deals. Clay's getting ejected in fucking games because he's get all to a ref. What's going on with Golden State? Is there a lot of drama, or are they going to be a team this year? Are they going to figure it out, you think?
I think they're going to figure it out. I think what happened last night, Klay Thompson talking that ish, like he deserves to talk it. They've got 4 rings. You saw Draymond Green was using the number 4 a lot. Devin Booker said after the game, that's literally all the shit that they were talking about. They were saying we got 4 rings, and they were rubbing it in their face. So I think for the Warriors, I'm not as concerned about them, but what I am concerned about with Klay Thompson is what Steve Kerr said after the game, is his minutes restriction right now because he missed some time during training camp. Draymond Green missed time during training camp for the punch with Jordan Poole, and he took some time away. So those guys are still getting into game shape, which is going to be an issue that this team is going to have to deal with. So once Klay Thompson is past being in minutes restriction, I expect him to be back in form because the Klay Thompson we see right now isn't what we know of, even last year when he was coming off ACL injury.
Did I see Andre Iguodala crushing Pepper or something like that? One of the opening night on ring night or whatever with LeBron and Draymond. Did anything ever come of that? I don't think I've paid attention. He was doing the Pepper. I think he was salty.
Churning butter.
He's like, oh, I'm salty, I think is what he was doing.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know, Dave. Did you see what we're talking about?
Yeah,
It was on the bench. It was right here. Draymond and LeBron were right here. One of those. Yep. Steph was like right there.
I think he was stirring the pot a little bit. You know, he was stirring
that
pot a little bit. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
He was stirring the pot. But I haven't heard any fallout from that.
Okay.
But Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, they played with each other for what 9 years now. So I'm sure they've had their run-ins.
All right, and on the flip side of that dap up that caused the salty stir the pot.
Yep. Right.
Blowski.
Yep.
LeBron, that team stinks. He's saying, Aaron comes on the show on Tuesdays, and he says some things about, we got to simplify the offense. Who's that a shot at? Is that at the quarterback, or is that at the coach? Is that at his teammates? Is it not a shot at all? Is that just his thoughts on how the offense needs to be run? And then yesterday he talks about, people that make mistakes shouldn't be playing. Is that a shot at the coaches for deciding who's playing? Is that a shot at his teammates who are making the mistakes? Or is that just a statement of fact, what he's saying? LeBron James says, we can't shoot a penny in the fucking ocean. We got no lasers out here. Our team stinks. Are the Lakers dead? And how does that team recover from anything that's happening? And we're very early in the season. They got like no hope, right, in a lot of people's eyes, and it sounds like in LeBron's eyes as well. What is going on with the Lakers?
Yeah, so tonight they play in Denver. It's going to be a big game. I mean, I don't know how many games in October that we have that are this meaningful, but they're 0-3 right now. If they win, and Russell Westbrook is not expected to play tonight. He's got a hamstring soreness that he dealt with in preseason, and now he's going to sit out tonight. So if they win, I'm very, very curious to see how they handle and how Russell Westbrook handles his situation moving forward, because he has started, but he's only averaging 10 points a game. He's shooting less than 30% from the field, less than 10% from three-point range. So he has not gotten off to a good shooting start. He is playing great defense, to me, but there's a lot offensively there that's missing. And as a team, the Lakers are shooting just 21%. So what LeBron was saying is they need shooting in the worst way, but there's not really a trade coming on the horizon. So they're kind of going to have to be in their sorrows for a little bit. This is the team that they have. They're going to have to deal with it. And right now, I'm sure LeBron is trying to search for answers, and that is going to go on tonight. But if they win tonight, I'm very, very curious. Does Russell Westbrook come back on Friday? Does he come off the bench? Does he just stop? Does he just stay away from the team? Does he just not play?
Oh, shit.
Russell Wilson in the NFL, I'm curious, what you guys have heard or seen from Russell Wilson, but he hadn't played well this season, and then he takes some time off. I assume it was a real injury. Our guy Ian Rappaport would know, but just very curious timing when these guys.
What are you?
Shams, you're the Basketball Association guy. You're coming over in National Football League.
I'm asking you. I'm asking Pat. I need information. We need intel right now.
You're sure the guy with Wolverine blood was really injured? That's why he missed the game. Yeah. He wasn't because how bad he was playing and how everybody was bearing. That's what Shams just said.
Yeah.
Shams, is that what you just said?
No. I didn't say that. I was asking a question.
What leading question? Very leading.
I want to let you know, Shams, I hadn't even thought of that about Mr. Unlimited. Hadn't even thought about that until you just mentioned it, but that is a fascinating thought. I don't know how often it happens in the league. Probably happens towards the end of the year whenever teams are not in and guys have made it. So maybe week 7, Russell. I mean, that just fucked me up. What if that is what Russell Wilson was doing because of all the bad pub?
I honestly don't. I'm just.
You've said enough. You've said enough.
Maybe in the NBA there's load management. So, those things, maybe tend to happen more. You're right. In the NFL, there's only, 16, 17 games? So it's a little less likely.
17, welcome to 2022. Yeah,
just an idea.
The whole thought, though, that does happen in the NBA. We go back to James Harden, right, when he was at the Nets. Mm-hmm. He had that hamstring, allegedly, and then he ends up...
Oh, that was... We talked about that one at length. I think we all knew what that was about, right? Like, first of all, he wasn't playing well. Second of all, he was trying to get traded, and he ended up getting traded. And this is... we don't know what the Lakers teammates are thinking, or I guess the NFL, the Broncos teammates, but the Nets locker room definitely believed that James Harden had quit on them because he wanted to be in Philadelphia and he got his wish. But I think
what happened to Russell Westbrook? What happened to him? Because Brody, right? I remember Brody.
Yep. Triple double.
Oklahoma, he was awesome.
MVP.
I mean, it was incredible.
I still think that I think he has the ability to be a very impactful player in the NBA. Now, the role, I think that's what other teams around the league are keeping an eye on, because if Russell Westbrook does ever become, if he does end up getting traded, there are a few teams that the Lakers are still going to be monitoring. San Antonio with Josh Richardson, Indiana with Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, Charlotte with Terry Rozier. There are a few different scenarios the Lakers are going to keep tabs on. So if Russell Westbrook ends up at those teams, gets waived, all these, the rest of the league is going to be keeping an eye on Russell Westbrook because of his talent and seeing if there's a fit there from a roster standpoint, a role standpoint. And so it's going to be on whatever other team or for the Lakers right now to figure out what role Russell Westbrook is suited best in. Is it starting? Is it coming off the bench? Is it being the leader of the second unit? And I think that's what there's clearly been the divide in terms of what, Russell Westbrook even came out after one of the early regular season games the other night and said he feels like him coming off the bench attributed with the hamstring injury, right? And so, it's a different mode when you have to come off the bench. It's a different level of preparation and getting your body right.
It has to be a pretty different feeling, too, whenever the team you mentioned, I don't know enough about Sacramento, I think you said, I think you said Sacramento. Indiana, though, they get rid of Miles Turner, Buddy
Hield.
That would mean the Pacers would be trying to not be good at basketball, right? That's what that would mean?
They already are, too.
Yeah, I mean.
So Russell Westbrook's getting traded to the team that people are not trying to be good.
Right.
To get players for a team that's trying to be good.
Uh-huh.
That is
I do want to say this, though, Pat. I don't think we can just blame Russell Westbrook for the Lakers' issues.
I agree.
I don't want to.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened to the guy. Yeah. What happened to him? That's an outsider. What the fuck happened to that guy? He was a dog. I mean, he was awesome to watch. Shit talked. I mean, he was pounding people.
Wasn't it always Russ was very, 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 very athletic, and people get old.
Whoa,
he's still athletic. Tony.
I mean, even dating back to last year, I mean, there have been some finishing issues. I mean, he's not shooting the ball well from the field. Never. So offensively, he's just percentages wise, he's not that same guy that he's been in years past. But I still think when you watch him play, the defensive energy that he's brought, even when he's not making shots offensively, you're still seeing the pop in his game from a defensive standpoint. Now you just have to figure out what role suits him best, what will allow the team to succeed better. Because the other night, that 2-for-1 shot that he took and how the Lakers finished the game, it was clearly an issue.
Of course, bad. Yeah, of course, I saw that.
They stink.
Ty, your question for Sham Charania?
Yeah, Sham, should we worried about what's going on with Zion? We know in the past, he gets a hangnail. The fucking Pelicans don't let him play for 2-3 months. Now he's got a hip, back type of thing, and he's looked pretty damn good so far.
Yes.
Unreal.
Yeah, about fucking time, but it's awesome that he's looked the way he has. But should we be worried about Zion's injury moving forward?
It doesn't sound like it from what I was told. Zion actually wanted to play last night, like in terms of it, like if it was his decision. But again,
here we go again. Story. This is what it's been, Sean.
Early, Pat. This is the NBA. It's an 82-game season. It's early. It's really early in the year. Herb Jones, another teammate, of his, he was also sat last night because I think the Pelicans right now want to be conservative. They still won the game, and I think they're 3-1 going to this weekend. So there's not great level of concern. There is optimism that he's going to be back as soon as this weekend, from what I'm hearing. So the injury was a posterior hip contusion. I don't know. I saw some Twitter doctors. Is that a butt contusion, Pat? Is that what that is?
I think it's probably top of your butt. He landed. He took a big bump. He took a
tailbone.
It was a nasty fall.
He took a big bump. It wasn't really flat either. It was a double. I'm happy he didn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
That could have been one of those bang bang things, which is never good. But this is the story of last year. Was he wanted to play? They wouldn't play him, right? Remember,
well, last year's a little different because he was coming off a fractured foot. I mean, he wasn't in the shape that he's in now.
He was denting floors.
You can see the shape that he's in now. I think there was a before and after. I don't know if we can pull it up. There was like a before and after picture last year's media day and this year's media day. He looks like a different type of dude. And he even said he's in the best shape of his life and his career. So I do think that being in complete basketball shape, a guy like Zion, he's a unicorn in a lot of ways. When you think about Chet Holmgren, Zion, like those guys, they have to pay even more particular interest in their bodies, because if their bodies are in peak shape, their games are going to be exactly what we're seeing now from Zion, which is just revolutionary. So we just need to see him hopefully get back on the floor. I do think Friday in Phoenix, Sunday against the Clippers in LA, both of those games are potential return games for Zion.
Hey, let's go, Zion.
Zion.
He just released some new shoes, too, I believe they are.
Let's go.
Fire Flames. Darius, your question for Shams, Charania.
I mean, stick with star players and injuries. Kawhi Leonard. I feel like Kawhi's been getting a pass for a while now. Just missed another game last night. Will we ever get to a point where we see Kawhi on the court night in and night out again?
I mean, that was the hope. I think the Clippers went into the year, and they're playing for the playoffs, right? They're playing for a championship. And so I do give them the benefit of that doubt, and I do have to give Kawhi Leonard the benefit of the doubt, because in 2019, when he was in Toronto, they kind of did similar behavior as far as load management, sitting him onto back-to-backs, and he won the championship. So there was some of that in San Antonio as well. I think that he, especially at this point in his career, he's taking an increasing amount of interest in his body, making sure that he's 100% when it matters most. Because what we've seen, at least last year, especially the year that he tore his ACL, he was playing more, and then he suffers that torn ACL in the playoffs. So I think it's just about being precautious and making sure that they're taking all the measures to ensure that he's 100% when it matters.
Like no.
When it matters most.
Yeah, it sure sounds. Sounds like that is the case.
Not in the. I mean. If there's a regular season moment where he's playing nightly, I mean, maybe it's the second half. But I do think they want to be able to ramp him up as the year goes on.
I heard somebody on the television this morning, Get Up, I think, said, when people buy the tickets, they're hoping to see his stars.
Yeah. That's right.
And then, but the stars aren't playing, and then it's, not announced until the very end of it. It's like, well, it sounds like a fucking you problem. I think that is probably what everybody in the NBA is saying. This is, I don't know, they're never going to be able to change that, right? You can't change that. Like, I know Adam Silver is probably going to have to address this a lot about it, because the fans are not going to be happy when they buy. For instance, LeBron sat one game whenever he came and played against the Pacers. Yep. That place was filled up. That was the only night it was filled up of that month, because LeBron was coming to town. He doesn't play. You heard everybody in Indiana go, oh, fuck LeBron. It's like, well, you just bought a ticket because you want to see how good he is. Mm-hmm. But, so... It's kind of tough.
I think the league has tried. I think if it's blatant, you'll see the league come down with fines, and they've done that in the past. The Clippers have gotten fined in the past when they blatantly rested guys. Spurs. San Antonio, I think was where Greg Popovich was really the one that started with.
I could see how fans would be pissed.
Tim Duncan.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you fix it.
Are we going to shorten the season?
If there was an easy fix
start on Christmas.
They would do it.
Start on Christmas.
Yeah, why don't you guys just start after Christmas, because Christmas is the NFL.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it, association. We just decided, Jesus came into the stable thing. Mm-hmm. We're playing football.
That's right.
Bingo.
Connor has a question for you, Shams, and then we'll let you go. We know you're staying long. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Shams, are teams going to start tanking for Victor Wembanyama, or are they just going to try and,
Wembanyama.
Will teams start tanking for Victor Wembanyama?
Victor Wembanyama, and I think not right now. Not right now. The Spurs are playing well. They were a team that a lot of people thought was going that route. Utah got off to an amazing start this year. So those two teams, I think there's a belief that they'll trickle back down to earth. But I think that will probably take shape like it always does. It's not like tanking is a new thing. There's teams every year. It's the unfortunate part of it that there are a couple teams that are clearly playing for the future. So I think that sorts itself out always in the second half of the season.
All right, well, we appreciate you for joining us. Can't wait for you to keep us updated. We're going to watch you run it back on FanDuel TV, 10 a.m. every
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Of course. Check it out. Run it back. FanDuel TV. Shout out FanDuel. Shout out PMS.
Hell yeah. Hey, shout out Sean Charania. Shout out the Athletics. Shout out Stadium.
Shout out Jordan.
Shout out Wembanyama.
Shout out.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Charania.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's take a break, huh? Let's take 5 before AJ Hawk joins us. You want to do something?
You call it.
Don't play it.
I'll let you call it.
All right.
Connor doesn't want anybody to win anything.
Putts.
I was going to say
D putts. Come on.
D putts.
Oh.
D putts.
Going to try and have him shoot that pumpkin into the basketball hoop.
Connor does not want to give away anything because Connor knows any money that goes out of the company goes directly out of his pocket.
Yeah. And there are a lot of ingrates on the internet.
Whoa, there is a lot of that, I guess. You're right. If Darius goes 2 of the next 4, we will give 8 people who retweet this $500. There was a graphic shown earlier.
Oh, geez.
He hit another ball in his...
D-Bud, move the balls in your backswing.
Wake up.
You shouldn't have that. I mean, you had like an obstacle in your way.
It's all
right.
2K.
These are going in. Darius Butler.
Ooh.
Incredible athlete.
Oh. Hey, good pace.
1 for 3 thus far.
You go, D-Bud. Wait.
What is that?
What?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Fuck you. Yeah, wow, Darius, that's D-putts, baby.
D-putts.
That's what I'm talking about.
D-putts.
He's going to be a scratch golfer in like a year.
Not with that putt.
Hey.
Gets it done.
Nah.
All right, 8 people that retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in the reply. We'll win $500 because of D-putts. All right, take 5. We'll be back with AJ Hawk. Take 5.
Take 5.
We're talking hockey. Roldy and Rupp are talking hockey.
That was the first time I found out it was Mario Brothers. That's all. Growing up, like everybody called it Mario Bros. You know, that was just
Once you're called the fucking king of New York, you didn't feel like you had to dress at a higher level.
What I love about New York is however you want to dress, however you want to, who you want to be, you just blend in, and it's so comfortable.
This is an organization in Arizona that wasn't paying their fucking bills earlier in the season.
Again, he's not trying to square off with cats because no one.
Someone didn't pay the electric bill around here.
Fucking bum.
Where are you at? Away from the dungeon? What is that? You got the bricks in the back.
The fuck's going on?
Is this a fucking Saw? Is this a Saw movie, dude?
Yeah.
Where's fucking Jigsaw?
Do you want to play a game?
Hey, boss. Thanks for talking.
Hey. You said you swept the stars. That kind of shut me up. For the rest of
kind of.
Not one of my finest moments or proudest moments or whatever you want to call it, but I tell you one thing. It's infamous in the sense that I go into schools and young kids will come up to me and they go, "Oh, you really gave it to Bellows," and I got it. Oh, kid,
Yes.
you know, that was computer generated.
Get into the Blues alumni kind of unofficially / officially. They gave me one of these bad boys.
Oh, look at that. Got you one of these.
I feel pretty.
Look at that thing.
That's
What?
Huh?
We're winning the fucking Stanley Cup. The Red Wings are almost as bad as Fox internet service right
Whoa!
there. The Bruins are getting fucking ran out of town tonight. Your biggest luck, I got it. And Ty knows, even though he might be Mark Stoner in this thing, the Vegas Golden Knights fucking stink. Texas, what's that known for? WrestleMania's coming to town? Wally Mania's coming to town? Not the goddamn Dallas Stars. Let's go, Pens. We can't lose with 7 in the stands. Now,
Hey, great haircut. Good to meet you finally.
You know, with
Yeah,
the
I love
soft side in the chair.
I love it.
No,
It's as simple as this, okay? You gotta have fuck you in the game.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't, you're missing something.
I said, "Sir, if I could just speak up on his behalf, this is like the second greatest player ever." And Mario turned and looked at me and goes, "Second? Behind who?"
All 4 of those guys aren't rolling, or it's not enough to win 1 round. This is supposed to be a team good enough to win a cup. We're talking about 1 friggin' round.
Aaron Burrows told me, and he said this to Henrik Lundqvist's face at dinner. He goes, "Henky, you know how they did the renovation at the Garden for $1 billion? It's all you, bro. It's all you being in the net. $1 billion renovation at the Garden, paid for in 5 years. It wasn't because the Knicks were in the playoffs. It's because the Rangers went on all those runs, and the stud on the team, among several, was their goalie, Henrik Lundqvist.
Gino, honestly, he's one of the funniest guys you can be around, and he probably busted my chops more than anybody. Why are you so slow? You old. Like, he would look up like my old contracts and be like, what? No, you're no good.
Thanks for having me on. This was good hockey.
Those jorts are making me cry.
I'll tell you what, I walked into the production meeting at game day. I had 45 different looks. They're trying to find me pants. Nothing's open yet, so let the Cavs breathe here in Memphis, Tennessee.
Buffalo, New York with Friday Night SmackDown, and now I get a chance to be amongst the incredible drunks of Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a wild 12 hours.
Right here in the middle of Beale Street, as soon as this legend showed up, the place started chanting Penny.
You know, our fans are incredible. We have the best fans in the world. So when you have a kid come here and see this, it sells itself. So, T-I-G-E-R-S, Tigers.
Let's just say what it is. Tennessee has stunk for a long time. They stink. This Navy team, obviously, honorable American badasses. What they got going on is incredible. But to beat the dog grumpy out of UConn has to feel good. You had one job. I don't think it is taking your guys' legs out, especially on the 6-yard line. And bam! Man down. I think he popped a hammy, possibly tore his ACL. One of the most brutal, gruesome injuries I've ever seen on a football field. I think what you do is you send it back to the main stage with a beautiful shot of Beale Street. On Beale Street!
I enjoy the fuck out of it. I have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time. The train keeps rolling. What a fucking wild, 47 hours or something.
Why?
Let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, for Hour 2 on this Winter Wednesday, October 26th. We shall start right now.
Football!
It's a beautiful game.
Truly.
Beautiful sport. It's a beautiful time to be alive. We can't thank you enough for joining us here on this Hour 2 of October 26th. We have some breaking news out of the entertainment world. But before we get to that, obviously, Darius Butler is here on this glorious Wednesday, like he will be for the entirety of the NFL season. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. Ty Schmidt and Boston Connor make up the toxic table, which you will hear from. They are hilarious. And joining us live from an attic in Ohio is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, an NBA pundit, a video game shit stirrer, a survivor of COVID.
What? The real one?
The ever vaccinated AJ Hawk.
Hey!
What's going on, AJ?
Good to be here. How's the program going so far?
Program today's been
Shams,
really.
I saw some of Shams. He was good.
I feel like we broke some news in there. Obviously, I didn't know it was breaking news in the time, so I didn't react to it. I no-sold it, and I assume it would be taken as pretty large news. I found that out via a tweet from Mitt. Oh, Russ being hurt is big news. That's breaking news. And I guess we just found that out. And is he going to sit out games because he's not hurt? And did you hear Shams allude to that? I didn't even think of that with the Wolverine blood, Mr. Unlimited. Shams kind of alluded to the fact that maybe Russell Wilson, because he's playing bad and because the team isn't good and because the narrative around him isn't as positive as it once was, that maybe he wasn't hurt and he just skipped the game.
Whoa, AJ just said in a...
You think Russ is going to sit out a game? I mean, maybe the team forced him to sit out because they have to protect him from himself. But I don't think Russ volunteered to sit out.
I don't think so either. But Shams put that out there as if Shams like, you guys don't think like that?
Karaoke in the aisles, like on the way there. He is not taking himself out of the game.
Okay, so let's talk about the new breaking news on the trip to London, because The Denver Broncos are blessing the European community with the presence of Russell Wilson this weekend, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, America kickoff. Russell Wilson showed up to practice day with his Bose headphones on. Now, when we played in London, we were told to stay awake for the flight over there or stay awake for the day whenever we get over there so we can catch up to their time because we're going on Thursday or Friday or whatever. Russell Wilson on his flight to London did the exact opposite of that. Russell Wilson, while everybody else was sleeping, was getting a 4-hour workout in. Not only did he work out for 4 hours, which just to think about in the middle of an NFL season is fucking hilarious. 4 hours is longer than The Rock's working out, and we see what The Rock looks like.
That's
but 4
right.
of the 8 hours, he was getting calisthenics, recovery, and a workout in, including doing high knees in the aisle while the rest of his teammates slept. AJ, if you're in the Denver Broncos plane, flying to London, and you see this quarterback do this 1 week removed from saying he's got Wolverine blood, and then the video of him saying Mr. Unlimited resurfaces on the internet again, and then you guys are losing, how are you taking the calisthenics at 40,000 feet, AJ Hawk?
What you said right there at the end, you said, and you guys are losing. If you're winning, he can do whatever he wants. He can do an 8-hour workout while guys are sleeping, and they're going to be fine. But if you're not winning, that's when these things start to be questioned a little bit. And guys might be, I'm going to fake sleep, might slide that left leg out in the aisle and see if I can trip somebody. Well, I can see that happening in a situation like this. But it's not bad. Like you should in long flights. Especially if you're going to play a game, you should get up and walk around and move, get the blood circulating. Don't let it pool. That's what we talk about. Those compression tights they would give out to people. They don't want it to whatever for recovery. But how did this get out here? That's I guess my other question. How did this get out?
There was a bunch of people on the fucking plane that said, "Wait till you hear this shit."
Yeah.
You know? That's probably what happened. If I had to guess, somebody who is 52nd on the roster, 51st on the roster, that just got signed a week ago, playing special teams. Flying over to London with the team, talking to a friend of theirs whenever they get to London, hey, what's it like? What's it like? Oh, London's cool. Hey, what's Russell Wilson like? Listen to this shit on today. It could literally come from anybody that's on that plane. Yeah. Athletic trainer telling a friend, I've never seen anything like this. Motherfucker was doing high knees.
Steward, people working there like on the plane too?
All you got to do is just tell one person, and as soon as you tell one person, the person that broke it, Zach Stevens, DNVR, I think he's probably pretty well connected around Denver. Somebody had a conversation with somebody, and who knows if it's 100% accurate. We'll assume some of it is. Because once you hear that story, you can certainly cook. You play that phone game back in the day where you say something and they say something, and it comes all the way back, and it's like, how close was it to what it is? Let's assume there was a little bit of Mr. Unlimited persona added into that when it was getting relayed to whoever was going to report it as information. So maybe he didn't do all that they're talking about, and maybe we'll hear more. But I certainly believe he fucking did something, and I certainly believe somebody was like, this fucking guy. Patrick Surtain. He's like best corner in the game right now?
Top 2, top 3, yeah, for sure.
I wonder if he's ever like, I'm happy that isn't my style of being good at football. You know what I mean? I wonder if a lot of people are thinking
I
that.
need TMZ to get their hands on this video.
Somebody
I need to see him with his headphones on with Team 3 behind him.
Whistles.
Charting them.
Saying some prayers.
Whistles on the plane.
It would be, and they would be literally like I just did into the chair there. Exactly what happened. How much room? If you're flying over the fucking Atlantic Ocean, I think, or maybe the Northern Atlantic Ocean, depending upon if the pilot at the time believes the world is round or not.
Yep.
I think every pilot has since the beginning of time.
Maybe.
They choose to utilize the fact that it is round to make the flight shorter. But anyways, weather and the time of year that we're in. Who knows what the wind could have been?
How many Gatorades did he knock over and like different little snacks they have all over the plane? Ice cream bars.
Dudes got their head half sleep in the aisles and shit.
Oh, elbow him in the face.
Team 3 hit some turbulence. Like, oh, this is good core exercise. All right, I need you to lock in. Maybe that's why it was 4 hours.
It's funny because it's true a little bit.
Yeah, because you could get a great core exercise with great. I mean, you have great turbulence. You get a little like one of those luggage bag V seats.
Stand on one leg and balance. Yeah.
Oh, we can get good core exercise. Maybe that's why it was 4 hours. They were battling all the different elements of the sky that they were flying over.
Was he throwing a med ball over the top of the seats too to somebody?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh my God.
He's ready to roll though. He's ready to roll.
Is he?
100%.
What color bands were they using? You think they had the green ones out there, or maybe the purple ones? What bands do you think he was using?
Purple's lighter. He's trying to. Purple's a little bit lighter, so he's probably trying to go more high reps, I guess, on that flight. Probably.
He's not going green because of Seattle either. He won't use
Yeah, but the green is the right.
Sure.
Like, the green is like the perfectly.
He maybe had some like specialized orange ones made for the trip.
That hard.
Yep. Guaranteed.
That's right.
Imagine that football being flown. They definitely shot
He was definitely throwing this, whipping this around the cabin, for
Yep.
sure.
the dorsal fin.
Yeah.
Curving it into the cockpit.
42,000 square feet dorsal fin completion.
How is that pressurized with that toss?
The dorsal fin.
Oh gosh,
Yeah, you got you got to go the opposite direction.
You're right. Yeah, that's right.
Calibrate.
You gotta
Like
read-
the toilet flushing the other direction.
Yep.
We're in Australia or whatever.
I can't reiterate the fact more, and you've said it, we've all said it, the people have said it. If they're winning, Russell Wilson could have took a tub of piss, his own piss, and put it on the plane and sat in it, and everybody would have been like, people do some weird shit,
Yeah.
man.
Boy, right.
Whatever
Gotta
makes you
play.
feel good.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable to play in London. We missed the Wolverine blood last week. You're losing, though. All of this shit is like, that ain't working.
This
Why
guy's
you doing
an
that?
asshole.
Oh, you better have fucking 5 touchdowns this weekend if you're going to do this dumbass shit. Like, that is, isn't it crazy? Like, that is the world we definitely live in. But you choose to sign up for that, I guess, whenever you fucking play football in the NFL. But it's very real. I think there's been warning signs about all this, about Russell Wilson for a long time. It was just always, painted in a different narrative about him being the superhuman quarterback almost, is what it was kind of being painted. And now everybody's like, he's wearing a cape, dude? Get the fuck out. So I think that's kind of what it is like, I feel like, for Russell Wilson. Do you agree, D-Buck?
Absolutely. I mean, and then the commercials and stuff. I mean, that has made it worse. And then Subway releasing that commercial amongst all this stuff. Because he probably shot that 6-7 months ago, and they released it in the midst of him, absolutely stinking it up. So, but that's what comes with it, man. You think about all the quarterbacks, the good ones, the bad ones, the great ones. They all kind of had different styles. And, this is Mr. Unlimited's style. So, gotta take the good with the bad.
Which great
What's that,
one does
AJ?
that?
What's that, AJ?
Just listening to people on a mic or on camera eat is tough. When they're eating and speaking, it happens sometimes. And that's why Russ's one commercial is kind of awkward.
That's why?
Oh, yeah.
The dangerous one?
Oh, that's the
It's
reason.
really awkward.
I
don't like the.
I
people
agree.
eat on
I
mic, it's
agree.
tough.
Foxy, you're right.
Brad Pitt stinks because of it.
Well, I think
Oh no, Brad Pitt's the only
Easy.
one that can actually do it.
Bam.
I hate
Thank
it
you,
so
AJ.
much. I
Easy,
love Brad
Fox.
Pitt, but I hate when
Shut
he
up,
does
Fox.
it.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
hate
That's
it.
ridiculous.
You're wrong.
Oh, Red Wings
You're wrong,
stink, too,
Foxy.
by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Gonna get
Oh, look at the Lions, too. Oh, no. Chugga, chugga, chugga. Oh, no. Anyways, Russell Wilson needs to start winning game stat, is what Team 3 is saying to Russell Wilson right now.
This weekend.
We are in the trenches, and this is not an actual comparison to military like somebody else potentially did that is the greatest of all time and got cooked for it.
Who?
But Team 3 is sitting underneath, some tents or something, and everybody in the NFL world is just every fucking
Know them?
Does he know? Does he understand? Like, do you think he thinks everyone's in on it, or like, what do you think it is?
He's continuing to cut his promos, so I think he is kind of out of it. I think they keep him pretty well guarded.
Yeah.
Is that the nice thing about Russ and him as an individual? He will jump on every single one of those grenades for Team 3. Okay.
See, and that would be his actual answer if he was told that thing that I just said.
Boom.
And that's why Russell Wilson is still a superhero, and we got to treat him as such.
That's right.
But you can't be losing games as a superhero, or everybody's going to mock you.
And we're also thinking that this report is like in the negative light. Don't you think it's possible that Team 3 is like, wait till you hear this shit. Wait till you fucking hear this.
Absolutely. They think it's
8-hour
positive.
flight. Russell's working out half the flight.
Oh, you
4
think
hours.
you think maybe this was one of the members of Team 3, probably the whistleblower.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yes.
Because there's somebody with a stopwatch, somebody with a whistle,
Yep.
somebody with a
The mask guy.
just
Unprecedented for an NFL player to do on the flight over there. So if he lights it up, you're going to see everybody in between the aisles, high knees, karaoke, back pedal.
I can't believe both teams haven't lost in every game in London because I've never heard of anybody doing this. No team deserves to win if they don't have a quarterback. If they have a quarterback doing this, you know what I mean?
Bach would have played the entire game if he was doing this on the way over.
Long
That's
flight.
actually real, too. He would have played the whole game if he did that.
Or if he would just got up. Sounds like he slept the whole time. And
Who?
Bach.
He was told to sleep
That's what
the whole
AJ
time.
said. Like, hey, you do actually have to get up and move around a little bit. I don't think he got up and moved around at all.
Actually, there's reports coming out now that Bach was actually the whole plane,
Oh.
right down the aisle.
Wasted the rest.
From
the cockpit all the way to the fucking
Toilet.
Plane, too.
Yep.
Yeah, just all the way
You think
back.
one of the teammates, like,
Oh,
if
8 hours?
someone's doing high knees on a plane, I'm on, hey, asshole, sit the fuck down. You're going to make this thing fucking crash.
Okay, so that's probably commercial airliner. A little looser, I think, on the like the chartered planes. There's assholes on every plane, especially.
Sure.
But there's a lot of activity on these team
Jumping
does.
around?
Yeah, Walmart.
No, you'd be
playing, too.
throwing. I'd be throwing towel. I'd be throwing the blankets and pillows in the aisle and stuff like
Okay.
as you see him coming.
But you're right. It is weird for that physically of an action, you know. But if a plane crashes because Mr. Unlimited's fucking doing up downs.
Exactly.
Also, was he doing up downs? Did we hear if he's doing up downs?
Can you imagine if you went to take a leak
hours.
and you didn't know that he's in the back where they had, like they're preparing the food and he's just doing push-ups and up downs and like jumping jacks.
Well, he's definitely in full pads too, right? Because he does everything in full pads.
Full
There's
uniform.
no room.
Full
There's
uniform.
no room anywhere.
It's probably, young guys, it's a young team.
Cat and
so they
camel
probably
for
let 'em
sure.
slide. You got an older team on there. Yo, sit the fuck down, bro.
Just the thought of.
Hey,
He
hold
had
my
to be
feet so I can do
doing
some
like-
sit-ups.
Because the amount of room that he had.
Well,
there's no room. This
Now
guy.
he flew his own plane over.
Or he could have been like, hey, you got to take 8 seats out. Bottom 8 guys on the roster got to be fucking stowaways. Put them back with the luggage. I need my space to fucking do jumping jacks and push-ups.
Need Russ to win this weekend. If he loses after
I'm rooting
See
for
a
you,
lot
Russ.
of Brett ripping.
I'm rooting for you, Russ.
So am I. Come on.
So am I. Here we go.
If they don't win, they
all
might be
are.
trading
Everybody-
half their team.
What's that, AJ?
Everybody's rooting for Russ, aren't they?
No,
You tell me.
Not Satan.
That's right.
Satan ain't
Who's
rooting
Satan
for him.
rooting for?
Satan's rooting for fucking Brady and everyone who's immunized.
Yeah.
What?
What?
What's your problem?
What? He's rooting for Brady.
Did you see that about New York, AJ? Did you see that?
Yeah, they giving people money back or giving their jobs? What is it?
Well, I think both.
Yeah.
So you're getting like back pay for what you missed and you're getting your gig back? Is that if you're at a government job?
I read one report on the internet. That's it. I do not know, but I think it said jobs back and back pay. I think is what I read. But if that person who put that tweet together doesn't know, the fuck do I know?
Yeah. Sure.
Nothing. So, but I think that's the case. That's a pretty big deal, I think, for the rest of the world. And for Kyrie, that was the question for Shams. Like, Kyrie's not going to get a single dollar.
No.
And because it is private entity, but I'd assume there's going to be people that are going to say, this guy lost fucking actually $130 million or whatever it is because the new deal that he couldn't sign because of it all. You remember other teams' players that weren't vaccinated were allowed to play against the Brooklyn Nets in their stadium.
Yep.
Kyrie, not vaccinated, not allowed to play for the Brooklyn Nets because a Brooklyn entity would be paying him he couldn't work for a Brooklyn entity in New York, not vaccinated.
But they allowed him to buy courtside seats and sit right there and watch the game.
Never made sense.
Never made sense.
Checks out.
Never made sense.
Never
I
made
don't know.
sense.
Seems to make a lot of sense.
You're right. You're right, Adrian. Why don't you elaborate a little bit on why that makes sense?
Break it down.
I wish I really could, but I was being a bit sarcastic there. None of it makes any sense, and it seems very irrational when you talk about it.
It does seem very irrational. And then, at the time, he was the worst human of all time. Just like I assume all these other people that were not vaccinated that lost their jobs and were not getting paid in the middle of a worldwide pandemic and the scariest time. In a lot of people lost a lot of jobs and everything because at the time, what we were being told, and this is coming from somebody, hey, all right,
Right here.
got it, had to get it, because I was working with a company that basically, if I didn't get it, I wouldn't have been able to work with the people, and it was a dream come true to work with the people, and I liked the people there. So I did it, just to be a part of the team, because I had to make the life a lot easier. This is just as somebody that is and had to. Other people that didn't are going to be doing victory just because I happen to know some people. I know the world knows that I know at least one person that wasn't vaccinated. I happen to know other people that aren't vaccinated. This is going to be a large victory lap. And I think there's going to be a lot of conversation and discourse about how everything went for those last 2 years on what we were being told, what we were allowed to do, what we weren't allowed to do, what had to happen, why you had to do it. It just feels like this New York Supreme Court ruling might be a conversation starter, or maybe, I guess, I'm just being too naive and dumb, maybe we never hear from it again. But I think there's going to be a lot of people pissed off about all of this, I think, for a long time going forward, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, I still think with all of this, like, whatever people's vision was, whatever side you're on, they're sticking with it. I don't see a whole lot of people coming back from whatever side they may be, whether if they're presented with all new information now.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about
so
politics.
I stay out of it. People don't care. People don't change their mind. Like people, you say, "Oh, Kyrie," like, yeah, now look at this. He's getting. They say like, "Hey, whatever he's getting money, he's getting his job, whatever. People still have their views of Kyrie that they did before. I doubt people are changing.
Oh, yeah, because then there's like 40 other things that you can bring in. Yeah, but remember Flat Earth, remember all
Burning Sage.
You can do a lot of that. It's
Whoa.
like, yeah, but I think you started hating him mostly because you thought he was a selfish, entitled guy, which at the time you can have that conversation because if everybody else on your team's doing something, they're counting on you to be on your team. I could see where those conversations happened. But then whenever people started attacking him, for everything else, and then Aaron got fucking, I happened to be right alongside that ride. And those mentions were pretty negative about the type of person he is. Now this stuff starts coming out. There's going to be a lot of victory laps. And I just think the world should prepare accordingly, that we should have good conversation about everything, especially with what we learned about yesterday. AJ, we learned about the Dr. Oz thing yesterday? I did. I don't know. You probably knew, I assume.
Of course.
No, I had no idea, but I know they had a debate, though, right?
Okay, so I saw your eyes light up whenever you got to bring this up. I just learned of these two humans doing what they're doing just yesterday, if you do recall. Dr. Oz is about to be a member of government representing the state of Pennsylvania. I'm from Pennsylvania, big state, not saying I know everybody from Pennsylvania. Had no fucking idea Dr. Oz was from Pennsylvania. There's people saying he's from Cleveland. Okay, didn't know that's how government worked. Okay, he's running for a position. Had no idea. That was a what? And then I learned he's running against a guy from Braddock. And if you're from the Pittsburgh area, you know Braddock completely. You know everything about Braddock. Braddock is you gotta be a dog to make it out of Braddock. Like you have to be. It is a hard-nosed place. So I learned.
Blue collar? What is it? Like what? Blue collar?
Former steel area. Then steel mill shuts down, and then it's like
issue steel.
Yeah, good football program.
It's hey, you gotta be. I mean, it's if yesterday I was like, God damn, if a guy from Braddock is about to be in the fucking government, like, okay, here we go. Like I was like almost pumped. Like, okay, we got a guy from Braddock in there.
How'd it go?
Well, that's the thing. I just learned of his existence and Dr. Oz being in the government, and then last night they had their Super Bowl, and I heard. Is
this a big race?
It did not go
Is
great.
this a big race just because Pennsylvania's a sweet fucking state? Or
I think so, yeah.
It's a swing state.
No, it's a sweet fucking state.
Oh, swing as well.
Iowa's the caucus. That's a swing state.
They're saying not anymore.
Nope.
Ohio, that's a big
Because
swing state.
Kirk's dogs and his kid.
It's a big deal because Dr. Oz is a celebrity.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sure there's other things that make it a
And
big
Fetterman.
Celebrity too?
Yeah, a lot of electoral college
look at him.
votes.
He's a fucking dog, I think. But
Yes.
I don't. If he was going to be in the government, I was going to be very surprised, which is why yesterday I was so surprised. And then I thought I was set up, AJ, by you and Tone and everybody because that thing happened last night. I just learned of this human's existence,
Me
and then
too.
hours later, this dude is trending #1 on all the platforms that I look at. I'm like, holy fuck!
You know how we
why
normally
is
do,
the world like this?
We normally do the draft spectacular. I think there's a big election coming up. We should do a Tuesday night.
On the Piero too. I can get on the map.
Yeah, Call like Kornacki.
Call Kornacki.
Kornacki's going to be busy. Remember, that's a map doer.
We should break down the midterms.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Is he still around?
I'm all in on that.
Are they
John.
using him for Sunday Night Football at all?
Draft night?
Yeah.
Election night spectacular.
I like it.
I'm not doing it.
It's a political show, right?
Yeah.
They only want to do a full speech about how I don't fucking know how anybody does the politics world, why you would want to do it, how you want to do it. It is a no-win situation. You're getting into
It's exhausting.
Exactly. That's why I can only pay attention to it. And then yesterday I'm told of somebody, and then they're the most important person in politics all of a sudden, like 4 hours later. I need to stay out of that world. I need to continue to stay out of that world. Let's talk about our world, okay? Let's talk about football.
What?
Let's talk about ART.
What?
Let's talk about the reaction to what your best friend, Aaron Rodgers, said to us yesterday. The entire sports media was chit-chatting about what Aaron was chit-chatting about yesterday. And although he didn't say any names or call people out directly, he made some statements that people took differently. Some people thought he was burying his fucking teammates. Some people thought he was burying the fucking head coach. Some people thought everything he said yesterday was kind of a subliminal shot at somebody. Is that how you viewed what he said yesterday? Did you expect that? And do you think that the Packers are going to be able to turn it around after listening to Aaron chit-chat about the team and where they're at yesterday?
I sure hope they can turn it around, and that's why I made the joke after he got off when he seemed to get a bit snippy with me. Like, good, he's got that killer mentality still. He's got that energy, that emotion still when it comes to football. So I look forward to their Sunday Night Football game against the Buffalo Bills. But no, I didn't take it as he's taking a shot at a coach or certain players, like specifically. And then he did come back and say like how, hey, Matt and the guys, like they put an awesome plan. Like he would always come back and say like how great the relationship is and everything. But I don't know exactly. I didn't take it as him calling like people out specifically, really, but I felt like, I don't know, he's trying to get the boys going somehow.
I think so too. And he's done this a couple times where he's like a coach speaking, like it's his press conference speaking to the entire team. And I think the entire team listens. I think the entire team listens. I think all the coaches listen too. I bet you Rich Bisaccia had no idea that he was ever going to experience a Tuesday internet show until he got to Green Bay, when all the coaches are like, all right, well, here we go. Let's see how this. I think that happens. That might be a little bit self-centered and egotistical of me thinking about this show, but I feel like it has become like Aaron's way of saying exactly how he feels. And if you're trying to work alongside Aaron, the quarterback, you'd probably want to hear how he's feeling about how things are going. Probably prepare you a little bit better for what's going to happen on Wednesday when you go into the meetings, what's thinking like that. That's why I'm saying that, just as, thinking that they listen. But he does, I think, try to get some messages across. And I don't think it's shots. I think he's literally just stating it as a matter of fact, like, hey, this is what I think is happening. I've been here pretty long time. I've had some success. I'm the back-to-back MVP. It would be stupid for them not to listen to him, which was the conversation about his contract dispute a couple of years ago when he was thinking about, like, fuck, trade me, get me out of here. I'm tired of not being. So, like, I was like what you pointed out, though. Him having a different emotion yesterday than he normally does tells me he's still invested, still competitive. Right? It doesn't mean he's like checked out. Like if he came on yesterday and was completely normal, it's like I think everybody's reaction would be, are you cool with Aaron Rodgers laughing and talking about ayahuasca trips on the Pat McAfee Show when the team is 3-4? Like that would be the conversation. So I think when you're losing, there's no winning, but I think he is using it as a message to kind of tell everybody how he feels. Ty, you're a Packers fan. I assume you have similar thoughts, or your friends and family who are Packers fans have similar thoughts than as the coaches going in. Like, let's be excited about what's going to happen here, but also know that our hearts could get broken with every word he says.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that is a good point. It was nice to see a little piss and vinegar. I think as a Packers fan, at least, you would have been like, oh, okay, I was hoping he wasn't going to come on and just be all happy-go-lucky, no big deal. We're going to get it turned around. Everything's fine, because this is kind of uncharted waters. Like, this is the worst record they've had 7 weeks through the season in his career. Yeah, so it's like, you kind of have to address that kind of stuff. It's like everything isn't great right now. Like they have issues that they need to get figured out quick. And in terms of the coaches, like you would think they do watch it, because that whenever LaFleur has his next interview with the press, like they're going to be asking him a bunch of questions about what Rodgers said yesterday. Like it's as simple as that. So like, and I don't know. I mean, it's nice to know that he still does care, he's invested, but also it is kind of like a bird call. It's like, hey, shit isn't sweet around here. So, like, if you're one of the guys that's making all these mental mistakes constantly, like, I feel like that's just the NFL in general. It's like, hey, if you don't fix that kind of stuff and get to the point where we're not having one guy who's fucking something up on every single possession, then you're not going to be playing. Like, you're not a stud in college anymore. You're not in high school. Like, this is the fucking NFL. There's a lot of money on the line going into the season. Everyone thought that we were going to be, competing for a Super Bowl, and now we've kind of put ourselves in a bad situation here where you don't quite have to run this table, but, like, you got to start winning games and need to start winning games quickly.
Greg Jennings buried him. He's talking.
Yeah, he popped up again. What did he say?
Per usual.
Is he not co-hosting that show every day?
I don't know about every day, but he's been on there quite a bit as of late.
Oh, really? So he's only... I thought he was on there all the time.
Sometimes.
What show?
Sometimes
First
AJ.
things first.
Sometimes T Sizzle's on there.
And AJ's guys are on there sometimes.
Who?
T Sizzle? Sauce?
Kid Rock?
The barbecue sauce guy.
Mangold?
It's the Carton show. We're talking about the Craig Carton show.
Yeah, Mangold was on last week.
Greg Jennings is not on that all the time?
I don't think he's on every single day, but he's one of like the panelists. He's on there a decent amount.
Okay, got it. I saw him on there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And he was blasting, or saw him talking about Aaron talking about his teammates. Can't do this publicly, can't do that whole thing. And I can hear where Greg Jennings coming from, but like that guy's going to hate Aaron forever, right? Why does that guy is not a big Aaron fan? Do you know anything about that? Yeah. Were you around them both?
I came in with Greg, same draft class. Yeah, I mean, I know Greg well. I don't know what his deal is with Aaron. I would think if I asked Greg, okay, what do you hate Aaron? He'd say no. He'd say, no, what are you talking about? I'm just giving my opinion on what I think. But obviously it's he pops up in negative times and says negative things about him. So it's like, all right.
It does seem like that is the trend, and I don't know Greg, and I don't know what happened behind the scenes, so I'm going to go ahead and stay out of it. But it does seem like he is a very regular, who's a teammate of Aaron, right? So it's a little bit heavier, right? Because this guy was in the locker room with Aaron, he knows Aaron, and he does say a lot of negative stuff.
You usually don't. Usually don't see that, especially
Ever.
Receivers, quarterbacks. Like if you watch most of Brady's former teammates that are in media, like you almost never see him take a shot at, regardless of what he's doing. Missing 11 days of camp.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
Patriot teammates.
Sure.
He was. Oh yeah, damn, he was. But that's. I think AB's
a fucking nut job. Yeah, there's a chance.
What are you talking about? He's the president of Dahn Sports.
Exactly.
Still is, even though Jaylen Brown, Aaron Donald,
everyone,
and
Adidas,
Balenciaga, CAA, although they work for him. So a lot of people
JP Morgan
kind of misrepresenting that. JP Morgan, Chase, I think.
Yeah.
Good music.
LeBron.
140 million in there yet.
Have all separated from Donda. Have all separated from Donda after obviously saying hateful things about the Jewish community. Who we got good relationships with the Jewish community. We got nothing but love for them. You know? I don't know why you would have necessary hate for anybody, but it feels like Kanye's attempting to cancel himself at this point with the things that he is saying. I don't know.
Seems that way.
There for a little bit, I was getting updated via my wife on Kanye because, it's in the reality world
family.
now.
Yeah.
So it's in that world now. So there was a time there where he was just using his Instagram stories, right? And he had deleted all his posts.
No posts, yeah.
And he was, it was some entertaining shit. It's like, all right, here we go. And then I think, I'm part of the problem because I'm giving him views on that. I was talking about it on this show. I think I talked about it a couple times. I'm like, Kanye just fucking buried somebody. And it was like, because I listen to Kanye's music, back old Kanye. That's straight from the go, Kanye.
That's right.
That's why I listened to that. So now that he's not in our world, I just it's Kanye doing Kanye stuff. Then it feels like he really took a turn and was like, no, I'd like everybody on earth to hate me or something.
Yeah, listen up.
It sounds like that is what he wants to do. And they're saying the mental health stuff, it's like, all right, well, he's still getting on camera, so.
Yeah, does he really have to pay 1.2 mil to that moving company?
That's Antonio Brown.
That's AB.
Oh, my bad.
Antonio Brown, Foxy was sitting on it. We were talking about Kanye.
This.
He was ready for that. Yeah, 1.2
No,
million.
because I wanted to ask about him being the president of Donda. I was like, I want Danny Boy Hustle Hard to do a vlog. I want to see from wake up till bedtime what his responsibilities are as president of Donda.
Hustle Hard's the COO, though. I don't think he has time to make a vlog for AB.
Never mind. Well, somebody.
Antonio Brown, though, owes 1.2 million to that moving company. It was originally like $60,000 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how it became.
I thought it was like 4,000. I thought it wouldn't even that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have seen it at one appeal.
Is this when he threw the bag of
the penis
phallic
stickers
items?
Yep. Phallic.
Live, too, right? That was live.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Kanye actually, though, had a very eloquent, explanation for why he has decided to stay at Donda Sports, which I encourage everyone to read.
You're talking about Antonio Brown.
Yeah. What did I say, Kanye?
Yeah, and then you said the 1.2. What do you guys are saying? Same person right now, AB and Kanye?
They might be sharing the same mind.
Hive mind.
Yeah, it's possible.
You'll learn for AB to put out some good music.
Mind meld.
That would make sense.
Interesting.
AB did put out.
Anyways, we hope everybody just, is happy, comes back, stops burying people, and just lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like that's impossible to
Please
happen
live.
these days. Just don't be mean.
The original was $4,000.
Damn. To 1.2 million. That's quite a lawyer. Jeez.
Must have a gripe.
Holy. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible work.
To your point about the mental health part too, I know a lot of people were pissed at the podcast for putting it out and letting him continue to talk and not kind of helping him by kind of basically keeping that to themselves because of how ridiculous it was.
That's interesting too, though, because he's been on a lot of platforms, a lot of huge networks, different podcasts. Mav and Bron's show, they had an interview but didn't release it. So it's interesting, but like you said,
it's tough when somebody. I always back when we used to record podcasts, we always thought pre-record we always thought, well, if whoever we were about to talk to says something that makes themselves look bad, or like buries themselves in a locker room without even knowing, or like, you know what I mean? Like says something that's uncomfortable, like a Broncos country, let's ride. Like we can always save people. Like we can always save people. Never did though. Never really had to. I think there was like a couple people we had to save.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, it rarely happens, but I think it is something you have to think about whenever you're doing a show that is pre-recorded. We always had that in the back of our mind when we're talking to somebody. It's like we could save somebody if they end up, killing themselves. And I'm not even talking about in a canceled fashion. I'm just talking about as like a human, like saying like something bad about a teammate without even knowing it's something bad about a teammate, but would certainly be received as something bad about a teammate by the people we do it. But now that we're live, like I haven't even thought about that anymore. Like we're live, people know we're live, like it's going to happen. In the pre-recorded game, picking and choosing what you send out, knowing what's going to happen, I think is an interesting conversation
And even
piece.
that thought process is probably opposite than most people and platforms.
Yeah.
They just want the clicks, they want the views. So regardless
They
of
go the
that
other way.
person burying or canceling themselves, like
what?
Let's put it out.
Yeah. And like even
Absolutely now.
Yeah.
The genius
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that makes sense.
Drama sells, all that. They just want people to make, hey, you got to become aware of this.
Okay, so let's dive in here deeper then. Drama sells, okay, cool. What does it do? It gives you a bunch of views. So you can make money off of YouTube with a bunch of views, but the ads aren't going to be worth anywhere near what they would be worth if somebody was watching you because they actually genuinely enjoyed you as opposed to just watching the shit. So like I think views are a cool thing and people have made a lot of money getting views off of negative stuff and everything like that. But I don't think like there's actual views that mean something and then there's just a number which is just something that happened that people are like. I think there's a deeper dive into that on what's good business.
You gotta have a good show though. Yeah, like the clips. Maybe if people aren't really aware of it, but hopefully clips of drama or something that happens. Yeah, okay, it makes somebody aware of it. Then you hope to bring viewers to the actual show. If you have a good show though, you have to have something legit to offer once people find out about you.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, in that show,
It's a good commercial. I guess that's a way to do a commercial for your show.
Yeah.
Our particular strategy has been to, be incredibly lucky and get opportunities to go on other shows and be like, well, that'll be our thing. Yeah, we'll tweet
and tell people not to watch the show
and say, why are you watching?
Yes.
That's a little different style.
Yeah. Well, with Kanye,
and I'm doing business things.
Yeah.
I'm telling people, do not watch our shit. By the way, this is kind of how I think it should work in there because I think there is too much bullshit. Like,
a lot of bullshit.
Not that. Hey, Kanye's a grown fucking man. He made himself a billionaire.
I think Ye wants
to be
all the
canceled.
shit all the shit he's saying. He wants it out there.
I think so. And there's going to be some story like 5 years from now, Kanye rebirth.
Yeah.
It's going to come out. It's going to be a whole thing, I assume. And is Kanye actually not that much of a chess player? He's just living in the moment? Because we all give him this genius title because of how good he was at music and how he was able to create incredible beats for everybody. And he was able to tie things together. And his artistic ability with shoes and fashion changed he worked with Adidas. He changed everybody else though too. Everybody else was trying to create it. So I think we all automatically label genius because of his artistic ability. Is he thinking 10 steps ahead at all times? Is he like, I got to get canceled so I can disappear for 5 years and then come back as a rebirth and it's a new Ye and it's all, like that could be what he does. And everybody be like, of course, this is what Kanye was doing. And he'll be on the other side.
He kind of already tried to do that once with like the Sunday service stuff though, right? I mean, like he was kind of not to the point of where it is now in terms of like getting canceled, but he's already kind of tried that. It's like, oh shit, everyone, like when things got really hairy with Cam the first time around, he's like, oh, I'll do the Sunday service gospel stuff, kind of rebrand myself as like a man of God, a man of faith, and then here we are, 2 years later, and it's like,
and he didn't pay the people.
Yeah, that too.
At the Sunday service.
Yeah, exactly.
And most people we crowd with or call genius or whatever. I mean, usually it's another end of that spectrum that you see at some point. Whether it's before they reach that or after, but at some point, if somebody's up that high, you see the dark side of that or the bad side of that as well. So
I think you're right. I think that's 100% true. Because
Can't be a genius in all things. Like you're a genius in certain aspects of your life, and then some other aspects may struggle a bit.
Damn right. That's like why we got Billy with tech.
Yeah, that's right.
The internet. You know what I mean?
What does he struggle with?
Well, we don't know. We haven't seen it yet. I think maybe. I don't know.
Being a dog.
Yeah.
'Cause he always is.
He struggles with not being a dog.
There
right.
it is.
The urge to not just get every Medal of Honor available.
Yeah.
He was a Marine.
Yeah.
Billy a bad motherfucker too.
Yeah.
I could tell when we called his
Tubes?
name and he like looked like down that.
The way he walked?
Kind of like a silhouette. He just
Yeah.
kind of looked back.
Yeah.
You just tell.
Anybody that walks like,
Watch out.
anybody that has been taught how to march.
Yep.
And I'm not saying like band, no offense, band's probably badasses too. But when you see like the people who have been taught how to like military parade walk almost, and they still carry it into their fucking retired life, even though it is a little sloppier, but you see kind of the bones of it. You're like, all right, this motherfucker used to have to run like 4 miles every morning.
Yeah.
Like 5 a.m. for like years and years and years. All right. And lady, what are you talking about, you fucking sexist prick?
We're talking about Bill.
Oh,
Talking
okay.
about Bill.
Oh, you're talking about
This
Bill.
guy, yeah.
I was talking about as a whole.
No. Yeah, I was just saying Bill.
You've been called a couple things today. Hey, AJ, you should have seen the way this whole show started. We had a little like little buzz in the ear. Connor goes, looks like Darius.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
And lo and behold,
Wait,
who was
what?
it? When we got down to the bottom of it, was it Darius?
There was a light underneath it.
Okay, so it was Darius.
No, it wasn't Darius.
I put that light there.
Way to go,
Oh.
Okay. Well, it was coming from the area Darius was in. And it was there because Darius.
What's your problem?
My problem is Darius showed up on a Monday and he didn't want to hang out with us for 2 days. That's my fucking problem.
That is true.
And
We
that's
saw his ass on FanDuel TV.
We did.
I'm like, that's the fucking hotel room.
That's not Darius's house.
I know where that is.
Not a hotel. I stayed in that hotel. That's in Indianapolis.
Hold on.
Yeah,
And
he
that
was busy.
that shocks you?
Yeah, it does, because I'm also living downtown and basically right next to where Darius is staying at his hotel.
No, different hotel.
No, I moved. I'm living next to that hotel now.
That's not downtown.
Right next to it. Bullshit.
All right, let's talk about
You didn't invite him up? Invite him up to the apartment so and give him a pair of binoculars. You guys could both creep on some homeless people.
Good question.
I do have 2 pairs of binoculars just in case other people want to watch with me because it is electric. I almost brought down all those breadsticks on Monday just to be the king. All right, you 2 fight. Whoever wins gets this breadstick.
You're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. Let's talk about a good guy. You're a bad guy.
Just if people wanted to watch. I'll tell you what, we got a good little circle going.
All right, let's move on.
That already happened. It was called bum fights. They got in a lot of trouble.
Bad things.
Yeah.
You're a bad guy.
These are called breadstick fights, and everyone wins.
No, not everybody wins because you're making them fight for the breadstick. You should just give the fucking 4,000 breadsticks that we had. Thank you, ESPN, for ordering us lunch the other day.
Thank you, ESPN.
Pizza was delicious.
Gave us 5 pizzas, 45 orders of breadsticks, bunch of wings. We are very thankful for it. Those breadsticks, though, could have fed all of Indianapolis.
Yes.
Thank you, ESPN.
Thank you, ESPN.
Thank you.
Pizzas couldn't, though.
Why?
Just because I don't even think the Bombs would have ate those pizzas.
All right.
But still a very nice gesture.
Come on.
Either way. We appreciate
What
them.
happened?
You ingrate.
I'm not. I
Don't
just said we
smack the
appreciate
gift
It was not
greatly.
their fault.
No.
No, they didn't know.
They said,
They
give
didn't
me
fly
the.
out here and try the pizza sent. They
They
were
just-
just called in.
And the call in was a problem. Hey, can we get 200 breadsticks and the 5 worst pizzas you have?
Oh,
immediately.
come on.
And I mean,
What was wrong with them?
it was both. I don't know. They just had like shoestring cheese
Yeah,
and a bunch
usually
of.
when
They
you're
were like super
hoity-toity.
Yeah.
You know, when you're ordering
Oh,
pizza,
fancy pizza.
Just kind of a rule of thumb here. Pepperoni wins every time. Just get fucking pepperoni. Don't need any other bullshit on there because people
Fancy stuff,
They'll
yeah.
take shots at it.
I would assume that they paid a lot extra for the pizzas
Sure.
that came. Like they
Definitely.
spent a lot of money on
Pizza's pizza. Eat pizza. You don't need to eat something with 700 things on
The
top.
one had broccoli on it.
There was
Broccoli. And,
That might have been a message. They might have been sending a message to our whole office. They might have been sending a message to our whole office about being a little bit out of shape. But
That makes sense.
Well, it was not their fault. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Lovely
Thank
gesture.
you, ESPN.
There's somebody that like took time out of their day to
Yeah.
do that, and then the way we're talking about it is just so different.
Not
The
we.
wings were amazing.
The wings were finished.
Absolutely
It.
so good.
The breadsticks were getting. Those are going to take a little bit to get through. There's a lot of them, but they were getting housed. The pizza's still here, though. The pizza is still.
Yep.
Not even the crows would eat it.
I think it was because it was 36 games.
They only stay on Bill's car.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
No, we don't want your fucking pizza.
Well, it actually took out Ty's no car this morning.
What?
What are you hiding?
Now, who
Oh, nothing. You saw me. I got rid of that problem like that.
Come on, get it!
Yeah. Go get it! And guess what? That thing got the hell out of there right away.
All right, let's talk about some football news. Russell Wilson has responded about the flight hour, the flight
way.
to London. Russell Wilson's full quote to media after Wednesday's practice: "I don't really get jet lag too often. I don't really. I've traveled enough to kind of get it out of my system down. For me, I was on the plane the first 2 hours. What is it, an 8-hour flight? The first 2 hours, I was watching film, of course, watching all the cut-ups and everything else. And then the next 4 hours, I was doing treatment of the plane. I was on the plane, probably. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everyone was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else, making sure I'm ready to rock. So that was good. In the last 2 hours, the last hour of that, I fell asleep for 1 hour, and I watched film for the rest, okay? I felt good to go once we got back. Coaches did a good job. Coach Landau and the whole coaching staff had us do a little movement, so we got here. As soon as we got here, I did a little movement. I did my full workout, did all that, and then maybe rested for about 2 or 3 hours. Once I got home, I feel great.
Okay.
Aren't they in England right now?
Yeah.
He probably has a house over
He has
there.
a home there,
Yeah.
He bought one this offseason strictly when he saw the schedule for.
Can we go back to am I high?
No, there was either typos or something's
part?
up.
Easy, AJ, please. Can you go back to who tweeted this?
McConaughey?
Zach Steve. This
Wow.
is fake. We got had. This guy's a troll. Got to be, right? This got to be
What?
fake.
Why?
No, we've used his stuff before.
Which part doesn't make sense?
What's not real about this?
What he said, like when he got home and everything. When we're talking about the flight to England, he's in fucking England right now, right?
Well, wherever he's at, he feels at home.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, is there a church in London? I assume. So once he went to the church, he's home.
Let's read this again. Okay, so he is currently in fucking London right now.
Correct.
Right?
They play on Sunday.
I don't really get jet lagged too often. I don't really. I've traveled enough to kind of get my system down. For me, I was on the plane the first 2 hours. What is it? An 8-hour flight? The first 2 hours, I was watching film, watching all the cut-ups and everything else. And then the next 4 hours, I was doing treatment on the plane. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everyone was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else, making sure I'm ready to rock. So that was good. In the last 2 hours, the last hour that I fell asleep for 1 hour, and I watched film for the rest. I feel good to go. I felt good to go once we got back. Coaches did a good job. Coach Landau and the whole coaching staff had us do a little movement, and so we got here, did a little movement. I did my full workout, did all that, and then maybe rested for about 2 to 3 hours once I got home. I feel great. So you're just talking about his hotel room?
Maybe.
Yeah. What does he mean? Rested 2 to 3 hours before he went to bed? Is that what he's saying?
What the fuck?
He doesn't go to bed.
I'm a terrible reader, I think. I am so flustered by everything that you said.
you read it word for word.
Yeah, and
that's what it said.
What are you flustered about?
Some people like
There's some
Russ.
weird
You gotta
wording.
understand, like when they're anywhere, wherever they're sleeping, wherever they're putting their head down at night, wherever their loved ones are, that's home.
Russell was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, 4 hours is a long time on a
Workout.
plane to be walking up and down, doing high
Not
knees,
for
doing
us.
your working your legs and stuff, as he said.
I try to stand here every day for 3 hours. I fucking make it, 20 minutes or so, and I'm not even battling turbulence every day.
I did the check. They left Tuesday for London.
What time?
Let me check.
Oh, wait.
The headline says, with Tuesday trip to London, the Broncos are keeping the status quo on offense.
This guy's awesome. I'll watch film. Okay, first 2 hours, obviously.
Yeah. What is this?
Once I got comfortable enough with all the cut-ups and everything, then I decided it's time to get a little treatment on a plane. Team 3 dialed up a couple workouts. what if he's doing 30-yard sprint? Bro, how long's the plane? Is he running gassers on that plane?
I assume so.
Walking up and down the aisles, doing high knees in the aisles while everybody else was asleep. I like him throwing that in there. That would have been one of those things on the podcast.
Yes.
It was pre-recorded that he would have said, while everybody else was asleep, we would have just been like, okay, all right,
take that part
one out. Let's go ahead and make this guy a little bit better. That's the only line I think that's a little bit interesting. Then once we got home and then getting rested to go to sleep is certainly an interesting thing. But he doesn't want to waste any hours. He doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get better all the time, Ty.
He does, but that's the thing about him just doing whatever he can to make it about himself. Like, I don't even think he realizes that, but that's like a subtle shot at everyone else on the team. Like, everyone else is knocked out. You know, I was up 4 hours running up and down. You know, so I feel good.
This is what people do about Aaron speaking. This is what happens when you're a quarterback and a leader of a team. This is what happens when you get paid a lot of money. And this is what happens when you're not winning.
Yeah.
All of these things are true. What's up, Tone?
It continues to happen, though.
The Denver Broncos put out a tweet on October
Right.
25th, which is
And they have no hope.
yesterday at 3:16 a.m. that they had just touched down in London town.
Okay, so
I don't know if that
start
was
doing some
local,
math.
not
3,
local.
5, 7 a.m. takeoff. 7 a.m. takeoff.
They left Monday afternoon,
Yeah, so they got there yesterday at what, noon England time?
3:22 at 3:16 a.m. I assume they're tweeting from London time.
Yeah. which is 6 hours to 9 a.m.
40 seconds to explain all that. I mean, 40 seconds to explain 8 hours. Here's Mr. Unlimited. He's awesome. Sounds good. That's what he's...
You know, I don't really get jet lag too often. You know, I don't really, travel enough to get, kind of get my system down. But yeah, for me, I was on the plane. First 2 hours, I was, probably 8 hours flight here. That's the first 2 hours I was watching the film, watching all the cut-ups and everything else. And then for the next 4 hours, I was doing treatment on the plane. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everybody was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else, make sure I'm ready to rock. So that was good. And then the last 2 hours, the last hour of that, I fell asleep for 1 hour, and I watched the film the rest. So I felt good to go once we got back. And then we had...
For 1 hour?
This guy sucks.
What's your problem?
Are you shitting me?
It's tough. He is talking as if he thinks that's what he's supposed
It's like
to
a
say.
skit. Yeah, it looks like a skit, like a parody, like something.
This might be a behind the scenes. Is this like a behind the scenes bit that he's doing? Is this like a one big documentary?
Yeah, it's a big bit. I'm sure it's all a bit.
That would be awesome if it was a mockumentary.
What if it's 10 years of a bit and then it's just
And
all...
he's the greatest human alive. If it is a bit, it's
Yeah.
the greatest troll job ever.
What if all these film and all this camera that they have behind the scenes, they're just filming him being a completely different human being, planning out all these things to create a superhero at quarterback. And then whenever he retires, we're going to get a documentary, and it's not going to be like Tom Brady's. It's not going to be like Michael Jordan's. It's going to be the complete opposite. It's going to be, look at this bit I just ran on the NFL for the entirety of my career. What if that feels like that's what has to happen for that to take place in real life right there.
And like AJ said when he was talking, like, what's so funny?
He does it every press conference.
He's probably laughing at us.
Oh,
shit.
Oh, so you're buying into the...
Clowns are actually buying this shit.
What is it?
How long is the flight?
2 hours. I watched quarter time.
Idiots.
And then the rest of it, I slept for an hour, then another hour. That's wild. Anyways, we appreciate Russell Wilson's effort into being what he thinks a movie NFL quarterback's supposed to be like.
Thank you, Russ.
Thanks, Russ. Thank you, Russ.
And if you're doing things how the NFL quarterback's supposed to do it all the time, you assume that would equate to wins.
Yeah.
So let's hope they start winning so we don't have to judge everything that he does. And whenever that makes the internet, back in the day when they were winning, we go, oh, he did, didn't he?
Man,
That's that
worked
thing.
so goddamn hard.
Legend.
Everybody else fucking passed out.
4 hours.
Hey, wakey, McManus. What a time. Let's go through some other news. Shaq Leonard is stacking up the bulletin board material on his Twitter. This happened last night. Bill McComas, Billy Tubes, the man who codes for YouTube, sent it into the group text, and it was a screen recording of Shaq Leonard's Twitter account. He is currently just liking every single tweet that is negative about the Colts, about everything he's doing, about what the Colts are. And this is classic Shaquille Leonard getting receipts.
Yep.
This is what Gary Vee talked about. This is what Bob Sala talked about. Shaq Leonard's been known to actually, I think he has the photo on his phone, a Bleacher Report or somebody grading the draft pick of Darius at the time, Shaquille Leonard, as the worst draft pick of the draft and maybe of all time. Still has that photo. He is motivated by these types of things. Seems like he's diving back into that. Last week, allegedly, he wanted to play. They didn't let him play. That means he's probably back against the Commanders this weekend. I don't know if that's been ruled or not. Nose looked good on the sideline. Probably had to have a restructuring of that after the hit he took that caused him to have a concussion right in front of our suite. Shaq Leonard's all the way back. This makes me feel good. Sam Ehlinger, Holcomb, we're back. Shaq Leonard's fucking saying, run your mouth. This is good for the Colts, AJ. This is good news.
I'd say this is great for the Colts. It sounds like Shaq Leonard not only is going to be back and healthy, but he's highly, highly motivated with plenty of chips on his shoulder like Conman has stacked over the years too. Or if you remember from a couple months ago, I believe Conman is stacking chips always.
Oh, yeah, as tall as...
strong.
Darius, you scared to death about this Colts team, what the future looks like and what the rest of the season looks like as an alumni of the Indianapolis Colts?
Yes.
Me too.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to tweet it, though, because Darius is going to like it. I don't want Shaq to like it because I fucking love Shaq.
Yeah.
We're a much better team with Shaq on the field. He hasn't played much. We've been losing. But, damn, this team needs to find some sort of identity, some sort of electricity, and find something in that locker room that can be a little bit of success.
Yeah, I mean, we expected, a lot of people expected, obviously, the offense to be better with Matt Ryan in there. We expected a big year out of JT, especially Nick. Sorry, Nick. The O-line has been in shambles all year. But the only part of this team I feel like it's kind of held up their end is the defense. You know, defense has played well this year, and then getting Shaq back out there, you would only think it would help that. So at least we got that to look forward to. But
so you're positive.
Sam, I mean, you got to be positive. This
Hell
point,
yeah.
You got to be positive,
Yeah.
Sam. Sam, maybe give us a little spark. He can move around a little bit. Just protect the ball. That's number one when you're the offense. Protect the ball. Ball is the program.
I saw Matt Ryan talk this morning in the locker room about being benched, and he said he's just here. He's moving on, supporting the team. I think some people talked about requesting a trade. There is a full ping pong game happening in the background, though, as Matt Ryan's giving this testimony about being benched at this stage of his career. Optics are a little interesting, obviously. Maybe have him do a press conference for that type of thing as opposed to right next to the ping pong table. But Matt Ryan's going to be the third-string quarterback as he gets healthier, hopefully, with that grade 2 shoulder sprain. And there's a lot of season left, AJ. Sure. A lot of season left. Ain't that right, AJ Hawk?
So yeah, they may need Matt Ryan eventually. You never know, like with health and how everything goes. But as D-Butt said, I think Ehlinger can be that dude. Like, imagine if he comes out game 1 starting, like you said, we talk about all the moxie this dude has. If he can play well, obviously Shaq Leonard's back on D. That helps him a bunch. You could have a lot of hope. I feel in Indianapolis, especially if Sam Ehlinger can sling it around a little bit.
Yeah, he got no book on him either.
Nobody has a clue what this guy's going to do. You know what he's going to do? Magic.
I hope so.
We need it.
He's a magic man.
If not, they owe you $200,000.
No, it's not that much. It was 150. Let's have a little bit of respect.
Yeah, but
for the
50
price.
for the things that you had to deal with, like the camera guy pooping in the suite and
All right.
the apple rinds that were left for 8 years over.
Yeah, but I left before the Alec Pierce touchdown that happened right in front of the suite, so I'm not allowed to complain about the price anymore. That was worth the price of admission, I believe. That's probably a part of it all. And the only person that's in the photo is
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown's incredible mustache, because I had already left at that time because, these weekends weren't getting along with those watch-alongs at night with game day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait, who's dumping in that suite?
Bruce Brown.
One on camera.
Yeah.
It was really a
like Hurley
design
from Lost.
flaw. It looked like
Connor just said that.
What's that?
Connor mentioned it. I know. What do you mean you're on camera?
It was a design flaw. The cameraman is up on like a perch right next to her, and it's just a cement thing with no room there.
No door for him to get out.
No door. He's up on a perch. You know what I mean?
Reeking of piss.
So, well, he's working hard. He's working hard, but potentially peeing himself instead of running.
Yeah.
So the nearest bathroom, the closest one, was, I assume, through our suite to down, right next to us, either this way as a family one or down the hallway. But there was a code red that happened, okay?
Oh, shit.
Code red in the middle of one of these games where a cameraman jumped down, sprinted. We're talking full sprint through our suite. Holy shit. Big guy. I mean, he was talking yoked up guy, big guy sprinting for, thought there was a shooting maybe.
Yeah.
It was like that type of thing. Then he comes, back in, walks up onto his thing. So I asked the Colts, I'm like, is everything okay with the cameraman? And I didn't even mean to say is this guy going to be sprinting through our suite the entire time? I don't know if that's going to be happening. But then they got him a ladder. They built like a whole new thing for him. So I feel bad about that. He's always been a very nice person, that cameraman. But yeah, I thought there was potential shit coming through in the middle of our suite where we're standing there. And somebody almost got tanked. Somebody almost got taken out as well. It was a real problem, but I think it was a design flaw, not the cameraman's flaw.
I'd feel pretty bad for that dude if he did have dumps running down his leg and he's jumping through your suite.
Dude, it was an interesting situation. He comes back, does the whole second half. It's like we thought Zito was going to have to get up in there and do the camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had Zito ready to go. Zito was standing there because the half was about to kick off. Teams are on the field. He is just making it back up on there. We're like, wow. Thought Zito was going to have the scene. We got great seats, though. Great seats.
Unbelievable.
Got the Commanders this weekend.
Ooh. Can't wait.
Heineke.
Glenn's going into the Ring of Honor. Tarek Glenn.
I heard cheapest ticket on SeatGeek because of Ehlinger starting is like $6-7 grand, something like that.
That makes sense.
This says it's going to be a big Sunday. Where are we ranked right now in the power rankings?
32. Okay, so let's dive into that. Thank you so much for bringing it up, D-Butt. D-Putts brings up a great thing. Every single season, we have the incredible opportunity of watching somebody else put their entire life on the line every single week. That's right. And I'm not talking about in like a life or death situation. I'm talking about in a happiness or miserable situation. Sure. There's one man who says, put the onus on me. Put the pressure on me. I will rank the teams of the NFL for the NFL. I will certainly piss off 31 teams every single week. I will utilize all of my time on Sunday night and Monday morning and Monday night before it is released, scrutinizing over every single decision. Every once in a while, I'll let my 7-year-old son make a decision because between 17 to 25, who gives a fuck? That man is Dan Zeus. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Dan Zeus's Power Ranking.
Wait a sec.
Well, that doesn't.
Oh, look at that. We didn't fix the graphic. Foxy, thank you for doing this. Because since it is the first edition of Dan Zeus's Power Rankings, there is something that we need to talk about before we get started talking about the rankings of Dan Zeus and the pressure on Dan Zeus and the life that Dan Zeus has to live being the authority on ranking NFL teams for the NFL. We asked Bill McComas, who's gotten into the graphic design game.
Thank you, Bill.
We said, Bill, can you please make a graphic for Dan Zeus's Power Rankings? We get these graphics this morning. NFL Network's Week 8 Power Rankings.
Despicable.
Didn't even have fucking Dan Zeus's picture in the back, like the first one I saw. I said, is this not Dan Zeus's Power Rankings? And Bill goes, where's he work? And I'm like, Bill, what about fucking Dan Zeus? We have Billy Tubes here. I assume he knew that we were going to talk about this. Bill, why do you hate Dan Zeus?
I could make an excuse here. I could try to get myself out of it. I forgot who Dan Zeus was. I'm not going to lie. I forgot Dan Zeus was a person.
Bill!
We haven't delved into the power rankings for a while since last season because they don't matter this early on.
Yes, they do. Because of Hand Zeus?
Yeah, it's all about Dan Zeus. I respect him. He does a great job at what he does now that I remember who he is.
You're a son of a
Fair enough, Bill.
The fuck is
Fair
wrong
enough,
with
Bill.
you?
I haven't seen him on TV recently. We have the same channels on every time. NFL Network. They demoted the guy.
Bill was drinking. He was also drinking an entire red Solo cup of whiskey before the show.
Oh, yeah. 10:47 a.m.
Yeah, so
A McComas cracking open a little whiskey.
Vegas mode.
Me and Bill took a shot together. Good whiskey.
Pretty good.
Good whiskey.
You took a shot too.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Little ammo?
Having a good time.
because
It's a daily celebration, a little
5 o'clock
vacation.
somewhere.
Bill, there's nothing wrong with you taking a shot that early in the morning or whatever and trying something out for all of us. I appreciate you do it. Let's not make it a habit. Let's not obviously become addicted to that whole thing. Let's do it reasonably, responsibly.
Absolutely.
Obviously. Can't be forgetting about Dan Zeus.
No.
And then being like, oh, he's even on TV.
Who's
anymore.
that?
And they just like ruin him even more. But I do appreciate all your hard work. And thank you for delving into the graphics department.
Thank you, Bill. Boost back.
If ifs and fists were whiffs, you can't forget Dan Zeus.
What? That's right.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Diva, for that line.
That was not what he said.
Not even close.
Yeah. Co-opted that.
But still, it was a nice little remix.
Was it?
Yeah, like R. Kelly Ignition.
All right.
I think he's canceled too.
He is.
Who? Ignition?
He's a bad guy.
He's in jail for like 30 years or something.
Okay.
I think life, yeah.
So more
Is it life?
I think it might be.
He was a terrible, disgusting guy.
Yeah. Poor weirdo.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? How was that able to happen for so long, you think? Let's get into the power rankings. Honestly, that was crazy, all the information that came out from that, and it was just like happening for a long period of time while we're all kind of having the technology that we have. Makes no sense.
Devil's Advocate, great tipper.
What's that?
I was working at Cold Stone one time. He came in and he left me a big tip.
Yeah, that was to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Either that or
Feels like it.
he'd like to cut a Zeet's jib.
Oh,
hey.
turns out all Zeet's favorite people are terrible, terrible human
Whoa, what do you mean?
Anyways, R. Kelly, bad guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Horrible guy.
All agree, say aye.
Aye.
Zeta didn't say anything.
Whoa.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
I said I like dancing.
Okay, yeah, we
Dan
do.
Zeus.
We do like Dan Zeus.
Yeah.
Let's get to Dan Zeus's power rankings on this sports show. 32nd team in the NFL, the Houston Texans. 31st team, once again in the bottom two. The same old Lions. Carolina Panthers get a big win over the Buccaneers. Who cares, says Dan Zeus. You fucking stink, number 30.
How'd they drop? They went from 27 to 30 after a win?
Dan Zeus plays no fucking games. They're actually up from 32, I believe, pal.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm reading it.
Green arrow.
Yeah, they're the one next to it.
Open your eyes.
I mean, okay.
What?
Like anyone can read this.
Whoa, Bill! Shots fired.
I'm not shot. No shots at Bill. I'm just saying my.
He's the one that made the graphic. He's the one who made the graphic. I mean, that is a shot at Bill. He took a shot at Dan.
Jags at 29. Holy smokes.
Packers are at 19. Patriots at 17. Woo. Other notables, the Colts are at 26. Let's get to the top. Number 1 team in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills. Number 2, Philadelphia Eagles. Kansas City Chiefs, who's lost to the Bills, is probably the reason why they are number 3 because they looked fantastic this past weekend in the National Tight End Day Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Niners and Chiefs. Sure. Cowboys at 4. AJ, you got to be pumped about this. This has been your team for like 3 years. They're finally living up to the gifts that you thought they had.
Well, 3 years ago when I picked them to win the Super Bowl, I mean, I haven't stayed on their bandwagon as long, but I guess they got to be pretty excited to be in the top 5, don't they?
Yeah, Mike McCarthy does. Geez, there was a lot of heat on him getting fired for Sean Payton before the season started. Now they're the number 4 team in the league, says Dan Zeus. Number 5 team, Bengals, seems like they have gotten very hot. They're fun to watch. Jamar Chase and Joey Burrow well on their way of being Aaron and Devontae. It is amazing watching them operate on the offense side of the ball. Defense side of the ball, they got dogs over there. Bengals have tightened it up.
Yeah, I think through 7 weeks, I don't think they've allowed a touchdown in the second half.
Correct.
Yes.
Which is
Mike Hilton, a dog.
Which is crazy.
Lou Anarumo.
Go
Paisano.
Paisano. Speaking of Paisanos, New York fucking Giants. Them Johns are the number 6 team in the league right now. If you were to take a guess a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where the Giants would be ranked at any time on Dan Zeus's power rankings, which are the authority on power rankings in the NFL, they would say bottom 5 every time. This team has fucking stunk. Saquon's a dog. Dable and Wink have the boys flying around over there. Fun team to watch play with Daniel Jones, who can run the rock all over the place.
Forget 4 or 5 years, even 4 or 5 weeks ago, you said, fucking, hey, that team stinks.
Do you think?
Well, yeah.
I think we would have, because training camp videos were bad.
Yeah.
Bad for Daniel Jones. Dable got him figured out, though, whenever he arrived in the blue Ford F-150 that fucking Bruce Brown now drives around Indianapolis in the early mornings.
That's
early mornings he's on those
How
things.
early?
Very early. Very early. Signs up to be earlier than he even has to be.
Up?
That's honorable.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. It goes, I'll show up at that ridiculously early time. Like out of nowhere.
And he did?
Absolutely. That's what Bruce Brown does. We appreciate Bruce. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce.
Congrats to your Giants. Vikings, brand new head coach Kevin O'Connell and new GM are at 7. Ravens at 8. They move up big time. They were losing games, like giving up leads. They finally get a win over the Browns, and everybody says they're all the way back. That's what it feels like.
I guess. I don't know.
They tried giving away that one, too.
Oh, yeah.
Still don't know if I trust their defense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, after the top 3 teams, do we really trust?
Nope. Ravens, Titans, Jets, Rams, Niners, Raiders, Finns, Seahawks, Chargers round out the rest of the top half of the NFL in Dan Zeus's eyes. AJ, what's your big takeaway on rankings? We love rankings, don't we? They matter. They matter.
That third row, if you could pop it up, 9, 10,
All
11, 12, those teams, I'm wondering, like, okay, they're going to go one way or the other. I feel like that row, especially Titans, Jets, Rams, Niners, like, which teams are going to take the step up to the second row and which teams are dropping back?
All right, let's go around the horn. AJ, which team are you picking out of that group? 9 to 12.
I like the Titans and Niners from here.
Okay, Darius, your thoughts?
I like the Niners.
Tone.
Niners D gets healthy.
Ty.
Niners.
Connor.
Jets will be 32 by the end of the season.
That's your prediction?
Yes.
Wait, I thought we were doing positive.
Oh, positive?
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't think I have. Oh, the Rams will. Oh, no, I was going to say 31. Yeah, Titans. They play hard for Vrabel.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I like the Titans and the Niners as well, even though that seems to be the easy answer. But what if this is the Jets? The Jets lose Breece Hall and their right tackle, who is an absolute dog. That's a big-time loss. Breece Hall was scoring a lot of touchdowns. They were electrifying. Zach Wilson hopefully can figure it out a little bit as we go. They trade for James Robinson, so maybe they understand and realize what their team is, and they're going to continue to do what they were able to do with Breece Hall, although Breece Hall appears to be an anomaly. He's young, he's fast, and that offensive line blocks incredibly well. They lose one of their best players, but I just don't know about the Jets. No offense, I don't think any of us do. Jets fans are optimistic, I assume, but even you have to have some realistic views on everything with the Buffalo Bills being in your fucking division. And then when you look at the Rams, I was high on the Rams early. I lost a lot of money on the Rams early, and I think that just makes me jaded. But let's not forget, they got fucking dudes everywhere on that team. Everything I was saying about them at the beginning of the season still rings true. And if they were able to tighten it up and figure it out, they might go on a goddamn run.
We'll see, because they last year when they won the Super Bowl, they didn't have the greatest start either. It seems like they did have a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover to start this year. We'll see in the back half of the year. Like you would think that they would be able to turn things around.
We were talking about the Jets, and literally seconds before he came on the show, this guy, AJ Hawk, I believe he sent in a quote from Zach Wilson that he is trying to rid his life of bowel movements. He only allows himself to take poops on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now, I believe. Is that what you said?
I thought that was for Russell Wilson.
That's Russell Wilson.
Well, no, it says, I thought it was Zach Wilson because it says number 2. I wear number 2 on my chest.
Yeah, me too. But I think that was just a misquote for number 3.
Okay.
Even though they were talking about number 2s. Because the tweet says Russell Wilson from Zach Stevens. Oh, no.
This was just a screenshot of
I did read the number 2, yeah.
Just a report
Wilson's life is a continuous battle against what he calls wasted seconds. The biggest culprits are eating, sleeping, and yes, using the facilities. So I immediately thought it was Russell
Me
Wilson
too.
after hearing that.
So did I.
Yeah, me too.
And then the number 2 app and the number 2 on my chest would lead to maybe it is Zach Wilson. But so I guess Zach Wilson said, which changes this drastically on how I view the MILF hunter.
Where's this from?
Oh, never mind. Bruce sent in that one commenter wrote this.
No.
And my commenter.
You don't mean PFT? You fucking idiot.
What?
AJ sent it in.
Oh, that's
I
from
put
the
it in the group
Athletic
chat.
Plus. That's from the
You
Athletic
guys want me
Plus.
to,
Yeah, there you go.
engage in that?
What the hell's the Athletic Plus?
Report
Well,
on the
exactly. I
internet.
think that is what PFT is.
Yeah, writes in the same font as the Athletic and dupes a lot of people into thinking it's an Athletic article.
Yeah, it's
AJ
like dumb
sent that into
Starbucks.
the
I
group.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
One of the best brains of all time.
You gotta be careful what you send to the group chat.
Well,
Sorry, Diggs.
Yeah, it's always the
I
one.
mean,
yeah,
is it
tone.
that?
Yeah, I don't think
Dog
anyone's
God.
planning on bringing that up.
Yeah, I don't think it was you. I mean, it
That's
was,
unbelie- that
it was
was un-
sitting in that cowboy hat
Yeah.
That was unbelievable what was written.
by Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that was if that
Can
was
you
about
run that
Russ,
40-second clip again? Can we run that
that was
40
about
second?
Russ. That's completely believable quote.
It's not that crazy to think that maybe he likes Sierra dumping on his chest.
Yeah, and also
Wear number 2 on my chest.
That's a thing.
You're right.
Not that crazy to think that.
Then John
I don't
McAfee.
really get jet lag.
yes.
He looks young,
get jet
too.
lag too often. I don't really, travel enough to get, kind of get my system down. But yeah, for me, I was on the plane the first 2 hours. I was first 2 hours, about 8-hour flight here. The first 2 hours, I was watching the film, watching all the cut-ups and everything else. And then for the next 4 hours, I was doing treatment on the plane. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everybody was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else, make sure I'm ready to rock. So that was good. And then the last 2 hours, the last hour of that, I fell asleep for 1 hour, and I watched the film the rest. So I felt good.
This guy's a dipshit.
Jeez.
Kind of gets more and more upset
Every time.
sees it.
No, but I just wanted to play that just so that, you could see how the COVID cowboy could read that in, buy all the way in.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, really. This is just like when Ballsack Sports put out that quote from Antonio Brown.
That's right.
And Antonio Brown was like, couldn't have said it better myself.
Yes.
Quotes with send it out there. Dude, Russell Wilson, what a human. All right, let's take a break. And let's take a break. And on the other side, let's dive into everything DB. There's some more news happening around the NFL. Like Giants captain and starting center Nick Gates has been added to the active roster after being on PUP for 21 days at least. He had to be on there to get off. He's coming back after 7 surgeries.
Shit.
To cure a fractured fibula and tibia week 2 last year.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Fucking dog coming back.
Yeah.
7 surgeries. The amount of discomfort, miserable nights, probably a lot of questioning whether or not he'll ever play football again, if he'll ever be able to do a lot again. This dude's back on the active roster. Congratulations, Nick Gates. This is crazy. You know who this guy is? You ever play against him? Obviously, I don't know. You played a long time ago.
I didn't play against him, but I'm sure he has a big old rod down his leg and everything. 7 surgeries. It was a nasty break. I know that. This is, just another thing to help the Giants out, though. This is good for him.
Well, hopefully, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but 7 surgeries He's a dog. He's fucking fought through enough mentally. He'll be all the way back. He can't wait to get back out there.
Hell yeah.
Hey, let's go, guys.
Here you go, Nick.
So there's a lot of trades that have happened. So a lot of people have other people's first round picks. There's some teams that are going to get that are good, that are going to get teams that are bad's first round picks.
Nice.
And the teams that are good are about to benefit greatly in the draft from the bad teams who continue to be bad, who try to make a play. And they have a great draft pick that they have already traded away to try to get better, and they did not.
Yeah.
The NFL is about to get interesting, man. The Saints are 2-5. Their first round pick belongs to the Eagles, who are the number 2 team in the NFL. If you listen to Dan Zeus, the Browns are 2-5. Their first round pick belongs to the Texans. They stink.
Right. 2 in the top 5, though.
The Broncos are 2-5. Their first round pick belongs to the Seahawks, who have figured it out over there in the post Russell Wilson era. How will those picks be spent? What will teams do going forward? If you're good, do you try to gather more picks? Do you add one more playmaker at a position that isn't normally one of the top picks? It's interesting to see how it all goes, but it's like bad programs make bad deals that keep their bad programs bad.
Consistently bad. You're right. That is something that we do see. Sometimes different organizations just can't seem to figure it out. It usually starts from the top, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Colts aren't going to be that team, though, Debo. We're back.
We're back, all the way
Colts are
back.
not
Let's
that
go, Sam.
Let's go, Sam.
Go, Sam.
I wish
Go,
I
Sam.
Sam.
What'd you say,
Matt
AJ?
McConaughey coming?
Well, he
Nah,
said
no.
he was made for the moment. He's Sam Ehlinger.
Hook him.
Hook him.
Welcome.
So Matthew McConaughey said.
McConaughey should be the
Invite
fucking coach of the Colts.
Yeah,
That
he
would
should
be
invite him in the
the
suite.
move.
Have him sit in the suite with you.
That'd be sweet.
What's that?
You heard him.
Have him sit in the suite with you.
Open invite to Matthew McConaughey to sit in the suite.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
All
Hook
right,
him.
all right, all
You guys are
right.
both coaches at Texas.
He's the director of culture.
He also coached, though, for the basketball team.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm a coach of the men's basketball team.
See?
Coach
We're
the
gonna
Marshall, too.
That was a great movie. He's played a lot of great roles. Given a lot of good speeches, a lot of good commercials,
Great lawyer.
a lot of super cool stuff.
Yeah.
Open invite. Time you want to get in this suite there, Matthew McConaughey. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's a lot of other suites you could potentially sit in.
But
Ours, there is a chance that Bruce Brown will not tip the waitress in the order beforehand. So there's an entire situation at the end of the game where the waitress thinks that we hate her. And then we'll have to deal with it. If Matthew McConaughey's there, even better.
Yeah, because he's a sweet talker.
Bingo. Matthew McConaughey's here. Sorry about it. Bruce, anything to say about the whole situation that
It
unfolded?
was a miscommunication.
Yeah, okay.
They could have a better system in place for sure, but
Oh, blame.
I will make sure to include gratuity
happened?
in the tiny little box that they put there.
Yeah. Bruce just I think Bruce did a scroll by, because the ordering process has to be in by a certain time.
Yeah.
And to Bruce's credit, like we all forget about it. It's an awkward time to have to put in for the game, and especially in the world that we're in and what we're concentrating on. To their credit, they send us a reminder, like, hey, you need to do this.
Good people.
By the time we see the reminder, though, normally the shot clock is on at that
Yeah.
time. And I think it's a pretty well laid out, system. And Bruce missed the tip line certainly one time. And
Oh, no.
I mean, it was so uncomfortable. Love this lady.
Did she say something? Did she say hey, did you forget this or what?
No, at the end, she asked if there was anything she could do differently that would, I'm like, oh, no.
Start crying.
What are we talking about?
Oh, it's so uncomfortable.
It is so
Bruce
uncomfortable.
Did Bruce yell at her?
Yeah.
No, it was super awkward for the rest of the
Yeah,
game.
it was super
too.
uncomfortable.
She's so nice.
What'd you say?
She's
Hey,
an awesome
I forgot.
lady.
I didn't see it.
This
Did you
lady
say I
is-
didn't see it. My bad.
Yeah, she's like, oh, of course you did. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
All right, you piece of shit. Just pay me. That's what she said to Bruce.
She's an awesome lady, too. She works her ass off. It is great. But yeah, it was an uncomfortable conversation.
Food's been great, though.
Matthew McConaughey there.
Uncomfortable conversation. Matthew McConaughey, you're a Texas coach. Gotta invite Acho.
That's fuck.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's the
Suck
next
out
step.
Soch or
Both. Get the
Man.
brothers in there.
Manny.
Not Soch?
Soch, I mean, shit, it's your suite.
Well, you're the one doing the inviting.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it just made sense. I heard uncomfortable conversations. I heard Matthew McConaughey.
Ooh,
Texas.
Kevin Durant.
Yep.
It just, bing.
It's called KD.
Acho, definitely invited. Would love to have you. If you want to watch a fellow Texas Longhorn play great NFL football, Sam Ehlinger is about to be that guy. Come on in.
Yeah.
I don't know if Acho will feel welcome with Connor being there.
What?
Sheesh.
Why?
The remarks he made earlier in the show towards Darius and his general behavior.
Perfect person to have a conversation with. I'm sure they can hash it out.
Exactly.
You think so? You think at the suite is the right time to do that? Trying to have a good time? I think you guys just kind of,
Maybe take it up to the concourse.
Yeah, certainly come in, though. Conversation is certainly come on in. Definitely invited. Kevin Durant, obviously.
Sure.
Anytime.
Whenever you want to come.
What about the offensive assistant for the Texas football team with his stripper wife and the monkey that he has?
It's actually it's Halloween season. He will decorate his house, and if you go into parts of the house you shouldn't, you will
Here we
get.
go.
Remember, we saw the video.
Yep.
Clearly show 4 different signs. Don't come in here.
Monkey lives back there. He's gonna fucking bite your fingies off if you stick
Don't
him
come
in the
back
cage.
here.
Stay away.
We saw the video from the monkey owner.
What more
Fucking
can you do?
kid can't read.
Pole
Son of a
assassin,
bitch.
right?
You guys talking about pole assassin?
Yeah, pole assassin.
Pole assassin. There it is.
Hell yeah.
That's
Okay.
her.
Make sure you bring that up on game day this weekend. It's pole
Yes.
assassin season.
Dude's got to be a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The hook and ladder they run?
Guy's a great recruiter, I
mean-
bet.
Be who you can afford to be, man. I mean, that guy is doing it, obviously.
Oh, you're talking about how the San Francisco 49ers offensive line plays.
Yeah.
They're fucking good.
Yeah.
A lot of big bumps.
They're good over
Yeah.
there.
Huge bomb.
Fucking love you so much.
Yeah.
Let's get to a break.
Jacked up.
Is that in my ear Republic? Zito has once again dropped a little piece of nugget of information into my ear. For the 3rd time today, we do have breaking news out of Netflix. Aaron Hernandez doc will be happening.
Oh wow.
Limited series
John
with
Bernthal.
John
Yes.
Bernthal
Ty.
playing Aaron Hernandez. Zito in the middle of Charania giving us an answer about either LeBron, Kawhi, Russell Westbrook, Zion. Zito screamed in my ear, breaking news out of Netflix.
Hang up on Shams. Hang up on Shams.
Basically, this is a big deal because I'll be excited to see what we learn from this.
Yeah.
With the Dahmer doc and the Dahmer series, felt like I learned a lot about like one of the worst humans to ever exist in planet Earth's history, just a pure evil person. Will this be able to be the same thing where we'll learn about Aaron Hernandez and how he got to where he was, as opposed to the documentary about a guy showing up in his mom's kitchen cooking bacon?
Unfortunately, I think Zito has been duped. I think this is the McConaughey situation. You go back up. This is from Disbussing film, not discussing film.
Here we go.
So there's not a chance that this is real. No chance.
Good run.
It makes sense.
Bernthal would have crushed this role though.
Put it out in the universe, Zito. Is that what you had us do there?
If it happens, right?
Yeah, it's great. That's 2 today.
Yeah.
Number 2.
They could have Fluffy though play the guy who's the quarterback's father, which would be sweet.
The comedian?
Yeah.
You want to shoot some hoops, dude?
Sansus?
Sure. Yeah. Dennis Sansucci. Yes.
You made those putts earlier, right?
Yeah, 2 for 5.
All right, Connor, here we go. Connor, what do you think's going to happen here?
I'll probably just go in.
Probably just go in. How many do you want to shoot?
1.
How many? How many
Only
winners?
needs 1.
2.
2 winners?
Yeah. $100 each.
Yaku.
Oh! That was a good shot.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe be a little bit more positive, more winners. How about all the merch? All the merch that you give away?
2 merches.
5 merches.
5 merches.
5 merches. Anything from stored up at McAfeeShow.com.
Get legs.
Store safe. Connor doesn't want anybody to win.
Yeah, what the hell's that about?
I mean, I think $100,000 a week is good. It's good as it is.
We give away a lot of money. I get a lot of people that tweet me, oh, nobody wins this. It's like, well, tell our fucking bank account that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. It's awesome, though.
Phil put out a great tweet yesterday.
200 trillion billions billion. That's what I'm talking about. Don't you have to be able to talk? Like, isn't that the whole part of being the thing?
Yeah, it's a big part.
It's like the whole part, isn't
Being
it?
able to deliver your message eloquently and
Isn't talking like the whole thing? And then I'm watching people.
Communication is not key. You don't need to communicate.
That's like the number 1 trade, isn't it, of that particular profession?
Sometimes.
Yeah, but Joe described America in 1 word better than any president in the history of this planet. And that really summed up what this place is all about.
I didn't see that, but I assume there is some shred of truth to what you just said.
I swear to God that is essentially what he said. I swear. See, you can probably pull it up. It's got like 8 million views.
Got it.
Missed the whole back. It's the whole backboard. Hey! Great toss, D, but appreciate you.
Oh, that's money.
Oh!
One more.
From a seat.
Ooh.
Oh! This just sucks. It's going to get a lot better on the other side, though, isn't it, AJ?
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Hell yeah. Let's make sure who we're voting for is the right people.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
Those
what
you-
choice we fucking got?
That's the problem. So we're going to bank on everybody that's paying attention to pick the right ones.
Make the right choice.
Thank you for doing that ahead of time.
Thank you.
A lot of shit going on. We're banking on you, the informed, to do the right thing. And for those of you that aren't informed, you're allowed to not say anything,
That's right.
especially fucking you.
I won't. I will say though, we need Black Adam now,
Yes.
more than ever.
President,
Put Dewey in office, and then trial by combat with every
imagine
other
the
country.
fucking Rock walking in to meet with Putin.
See?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get my vote.
Get
Yeah.
my vote, too.
I vote.
Kidding me?
Dwayne?
Yeah. Put him in
Who's
there
VP
tomorrow.
Fucking Zoa for everybody.
Speaking of talking, imagine him just cutting a promo at every State of the Union, right? That's when I
Oh,
get
yeah.
to see where they cut into every show.
Yep.
State of the Union happens. I'm like, all right, here we go. Quick update of what's going on. And then it becomes a who's standing, who's sitting party. People are doing things. It's like, oh, of
Clapping.
course you guys make a fucking mockery out of everything. I'm trying to learn what's going on. You guys can't do it. Can't do it. You're supposed to clap. You're not supposed to clap. What the hell's going on? Imagine Dwayne Johnson grabbing that fucking mic. First State of the Union.
So
Would
sweet.
the WWE allow him to use his music?
Which one? I mean, there is a because if you smell while he's handshaking all the way in, you know, the whole song and dance. Good to see. Hey, yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, you're not going to stand up one time when I talk to you. Okay, great to see you. We're all lying. We don't really accomplish anything. It's all a bunch of bullshit. We're making money forever, though. Okay.
Hell yeah.
That'd be great. All right, so Dwayne Johnson's the president.
Here we go.
Thank you, Rock.
Thank you, Rock.
Taking quite a pay cut.
Yeah.
They're going to say a lot of bad stuff about you.
He's also locked into like 3 movies with this new Black Adam movie, so
He
it
can still
might
do
take a
this.
while.
He can still do them.
Is it going to be awesome, these movies?
Oh, yes.
You saw it on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Worthy.
DC's back on the map, baby.
Dude, that's what he said. He was going to shake up the entire superhero
Hell
system.
yeah.
Yes.
He did. Oh, come on.
Ty.
What happened?
Ty.
I love Dewey.
Do you?
Got a 90% audience.
I love Dewey.
Don't
I don't need to see it. I guarantee that movie fucking stinks.
No, you haven't even seen it.
Yeah, I know. I don't need to.
This is you being an uninformed person talking
no,
about something.
Here's Bronson.
Have you seen? So the critics, who think they know movies, don't like it. Audience scored 90%. Critic.
It's the only thing that
You know what? It
matters.
sounds like a great movie to me. 'Cause
Yeah.
They love, the critics love that Batman with Pattinson.
And that movie stunk.
Exactly.
No, that's wrong.
Oh.
If you're 12 years old and you like explosions and shit like that, you'll probably love it. So, you
A
know.
lot of explosions.
Is there dinosaurs in there too?
Sign me up.
I don't think so.
No dinosaurs. Also, DC won't be back because Black Panther 2 comes out in 2 weeks.
Oh, hell yeah. Wakanda
Looks
forever.
good. It looks real good.
Fire.
Sweet. Anyways, put the Black Adam cape down.
Hell yeah.
We need you to pick up a pen. Start signing laws. Dwayne Johnson.
That's right.
That's right.
If Dr. Oz and the guy from Braddock, who I was incredibly pumped for to potentially be in government, a guy from Braddock, if that is our only options going forward for things, you political folks got to fucking figure it out.
Lord help.
Also, Young Rock coming back soon.
On Fridays, that's tough.
Yeah.
Hulkster's going to be on.
Gonna have the Hulkster,
Yeah.
Brother.
A bold move.
Going against SmackDown.
Bringing back the George Lopez show, though.
Saw that.
What?
It's like the
Really?
5th time.
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
I feel like he always has. Anytime I've seen the George Lopez show, whether it's on like TBS or NBC or CBS or whatever it's been on,
Nickelodeon.
always good packed audience. So I never understood people that can still fill up a theater, they get their shows canceled, and then other people that can't keep their shows. I don't understand how TV shows work.
Makes no sense. George Lopez is a fucking legend.
He used to have that stage that had like concert. People were like standing.
Yep.
And he would like walk through as a talk show. Oh my God, this is incredibly aggressive when he designed it, but it fucking looks sweet.
Yeah, it does.
George Lopez used to have a great show. He's back. What is it?
Magic show coming back? Magic Johnson? He was killing it for a while.
The HBO show?
No, he had a talk show for a while. I think right after
He's
Arsenio
trying to
Wade.
buy-
I might have not even been born yet.
He's trying to buy another team.
He was trying. I believe he was in the bidding for the Broncos.
Raiders. He wants a piece of the Raiders.
Mark Davis said, all right, guys.
All right, guys, go Darren Magic.
He's offering me a couple $100 million, 2-3%.
Why not?
I'm broke.
Whoa.
But he's getting investigated by the IRS.
Doesn't mean he's broke. It means they just were wondering where it was all going.
Yeah. And then they saw the 8,000 Game Boys in his house and said, oh, okay, he's just buying dumb shit.
I can't wait for the fucking, for our shit to get fully, not that we haven't been, what's that called?
Audited.
Audited. Not that we haven't in the past, but whenever the person, we explain to them how, yeah, we gave that away. And then what about this?
Gave that away as well.
What about that? Gave that away. Who's, is this like a shell company you gave it to? No, that's at Big Butts 47. And you gave that, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Sounds like you guys are just hiding money or whatever. Nope. That's all fucking gone. Yeah.
That's right.
As soon as it came in, it said, get it out of here. Need it. But you can keep checking. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking names on there. And if you want to send them a DM every single time, go ahead and you can figure that out.
Go ahead. Boner Garage 69 will tell you the truth.
Boner Garage fucking has it all figured out.
Yeah.
Bury Me in Jugs is dead, though, unfortunately, so you won't be able to talk to him.
These are great names.
What's that?
Great names.
All former winners.
Yep.
Congrats to them all. Hell of a run. I don't know if they're still going or not.
Here you go.
All right. We'll be back in 5 with Everything DB. The show's going to get better. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Slow news day.
Thursday Night Football viewership.
Still
more money than everybody.
In the games.
Those games.
Tomorrow it should.
Yeah, it should get a little bump this week.
Not more money, sorry. Still more viewers than fucking everything except for House of the Dragon season finale that had 9.3 million. And it was considered a smashing success because it was, 9.3 million people watching something live these days is insane. That's why Thursday Night Football being reported is 13 million, 11 million, 11.7 million, 9.7, 8.8, and 7.8. Not exactly a great trend, but when Lamar and Tom Brady play against each other, that thing's about to yodel right back. 7.8 million is still a lot of motherfuckers, and who knows what these numbers are real or not. Who's reporting them? Amazon would have to self-report, right? They'd be really the only ones that know.
Yeah.
I guess Nielsen can pick up what the DirecTV deal that they have, but the only people that really know those numbers are the Amazon people, and I think the only numbers that they give a fuck about are new signups.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting how we judge it, but I think with better games, the number's going to go up, and who knows if these numbers are real, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, the numbers I never know what's good, what's bad, and you hit it though. Amazon wants people to sign up for Amazon Prime. That's their main goal.
How about next Friday or next year on Black Friday?
That game's going to be electric.
Think about the sales that are just going to be.
Yeah.
Do they have the Thanksgiving night game?
Oh, NBC, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that...
Sunday, when we played Thursday night, it was NBC.
Yes.
Because they ran my, I also like pizza. That has nothing to do with this. And then somebody from NBC thanked me later for that clip or whatever. I'm like, thanks for running it.
Yeah.
I was just real high. You guys asked me like 45 questions. Go ahead and we lost by a lot to Steelers.
That was ugly. Ugly Thanksgiving. A lot of family there too.
Awesome.
No.
Bad. I think
That was so
AB
fun.
had like 3 touchdowns in the first half, maybe.
So good. So fun.
Killer bees.
Best Thanksgiving of my life.
Come on.
Killer bees.
The alien Martavis Bryant gone too soon.
Yeah, damn.
No,
Bring
he's
him
alive,
back.
but I'm saying from the NFL.
Best it never was.
He
surprised
was
I wasn't
an alien.
Yeah.
He was awesome against us a couple times.
Yeah.
Freak.
In Pittsburgh. I don't think he made.
In Pittsburgh, he had a very long one. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 of them, I think. Pittsburgh. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Turkeys are up 75% cost-wise.
Yeah, they are.
Is that a report on the India, or is that a report on the internet?
That's a real one.
That's a post. It's New York Post again.
Thanks a
Tony's
lot.
been crushing the post lately. Uh-huh.
A lot of good
You
articles.
remember that season we played Hall of Fame game, England, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve?
That was the same year?
Yes. That was the year I'm done.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I'm not. We had a Hall of Fame game, London game, Thanksgiving game, Christmas Eve game, and then I think a New Year's Eve game or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's a sign.
And 5 years after that season, the owner promised us 2 Super Bowls
All right.
this decade.
Let's get to a break on the other side. Everything DB, where we'll learn about some secondaries around the NFL, become better football pundits and analysts. If you're still watching this show, we have no idea why, but take 5. joining us.
Was there a question that I wouldn't?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are tweeting. Aaron's not going to show up on Pat McAfee Show. This is the first time they've had a losing record since the Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays have started. He's or do you understand?
Washed off. A quick pivot back to the weak inserts and a couple man coverages, and that was it. They got good players, but as far as like schematically, what did they do? Just lined up and played.
You think it was them making plays, you guys not execute? What do you think it is?
We had so many mental errors and mistakes. It's not the kind of football we're used to playing over the years. There have definitely been games, 4 or 5, or seasons where we average, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 at the most. Mental errors or missed assignments per week. And this season, a lot more than that every single week.
Do you talk to LaFleur? Do you talk to the team? I know the two guys talk. How do you think you guys get out of this little bit of rut, and how do you turn things into this hopeful promised land that you can see coming from a mile away?
You have to really be cognizant of when is the right time to speak and when is the right time to listen. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. There are times to listen, and then there are times where you've heard enough, and now it's start time to really crack the whip a little bit. Could be that time.
I've been a homer. I pick you guys no matter what. What should I do this week?
GFY.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
You ready? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Every morning you gotta wake up, man, feeling blessed. Another opportunity. Do it for your brother. Do it for man went back of that jersey, man. Go out there and make plays.
Mom's birthday in 2 days. It's like an early birthday present for her. We're gonna shine.
We're gonna party when we win, okay? Church work. Make them feel like they can't get out. It's up to us. Remember what we do and why we do it. And stick together. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go!
3rd and goal from the 1. Bears lead 22-21, 2.5 minutes to go.
There was that.
Cousins on the spring! Touchdown!
We just got in because of you, bud. You got us in, bud.
Fires across the middle. Andrews has it at the 5. Turns and he's in for a touchdown!
You're too wide open. I ain't had to shoot the running deal right now. Yoga, how do you come in so low and still keep your balance? I don't know. That's impressive. I just try not to think about it.
Ron Miller has another sack, his 4th as a Buffalo Bill.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's stop here. It gotta be us. It gotta be us.
3rd down and 2. Gino scrambles out of the pocket. And Cam Jordan is going to sling him down.
Yes! Yes, sir!
Snap back. Here comes the blindside rush. Jalen Ramsey decks Cooper Rush.
I got it! I got it, big boy! You see I finally got me a sack?
Yes.
That was the first one of my career, huh? That was a good one, huh? Yeah, he fumbled too. He fumbled? Hell yeah. It's because you did that podcast this week. We should do it. We should do it every week. Nah, congrats, my boy.
You sent me a pay stub. You got a deal.
I'm trying to hit rare. Rare is my new. You can be good. You can be great. You can be legendary. But somewhere in there, you can be rare, elite, legendary. Rare encompasses all of it.
Yeah, let's pray first. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we got to wait on our head ball coach. He's right behind you.
How you doing?
We came on the road, and we're leaving here with the mission accomplished. All right? Mission's accomplished.
You fight your asses off, okay? Find a way, and it's got to be so much better, okay? Starting with us, okay, and then all the way down to each and every player.
I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of the fight. I'm so proud of the effort. I'm so proud of the fact that you stuck together.
Hey, great team win. I love you. Okay?
Dude, I love this team, man.
Cowboys on 3. 1, 2, 3. Cowboys!
When are we going to watch that? What is it? What is the show?
It is Max. Shh.
Jude?
It is.
Please.
Max is homesick from school. Quiet.
Oh, Jude. Godspeed.
Yeah, sound very sick.
NFL players won't be the only great thing you'll be able to watch on TV. I cannot say anymore, but perhaps I'll be on it.
Max, what's the name of the show he was on?
Max.
Say it, Max.
Max, what was
Say
the
it,
name
Max.
of
Takedown.
Can you?
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Max. That was awesome. What is it? Something takedown?
Tailgate takedown.
Thank you,
Max. Thank you, Max.
Can't wait to watch that. Connor, your question.
We're gonna have a major conversation after this.
If you just sent him away for 6 months in summer, he would have done that.
Yeah. Connor, your question for Dable coming in there now, and you got an entire new operation. What are you looking forward to change the path here of how your career has gone thus far? I think everybody watching the Giants goes like, man, it'd be awesome to see him on a fully ready-to-go team because of how talented you are, how electrifying you are. Out of nowhere, the game can change with you. It's awesome. You and Jonathan Taylor, very similar styles running, two very different programs right now. Whenever you look ahead to the future, versus what you've been through already in your early career, what are your thoughts and what are your projections?
Well, I think you got to learn from what happened in the past. Obviously, we're going into our third head coach, but with Shermer, with Judge, obviously it was unfortunate that they got fired. But
hey, that's not normal, by the way. You're very young.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Yeah.
This is not a normal thing.
So like you take what you take from that, you learn. They did some great things that we're going to have to be able to carry over, and we got to be able to keep the core. You know, we got some talented players. We have very talented players. We got to find a way to stay healthy. We got a whole new system, whole new coaching staff coming in. So it's new. The energy is going to be different. As players, we get a chance to prove ourselves again.
Yeah.
That's something big. That's something that I'm looking forward to prove myself and show there's different things I can do in my game to help this team win. And it's I know it's been rough, but like the past couple, we're not that far, and I truly believe that we're not that far. We have the talent. Now we bring in the right pieces, the right coaching staff. Obviously, we got to go in the draft well, bring some guys in free agency.
Hey, welcome back to the program. It is Winter Wednesday, October 26, 2022. We can't thank you enough for joining us. To my left, your right, is a college football national champion and Super Bowl champion, AJ Hall.
Hey!
The Talks the Tables here at Boston Connor at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here, and a man who joins us every single Wednesday to make us smarter, the host of Everything DB, which we will begin right now with Darius Butler.
Yeah, D-Bud!
D-Bud, that baby.
My good?
Yeah, you sound good. Remember that pole right behind you. Not good.
All right, so I'll stay right here. Let's get to it. Let's start right.
I think, yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
Solid.
In the time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we solid.
Oh,
we solid.
yeah.
Let's get right to it, man. So this is something that we've been talking about a ton. Obviously, Andy Dalton had a rough night this night against the Cardinals. But we got 3 deep. We go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 underneath in the red area. But something that's kind of been repetitive throughout the season is these corners, these veteran corners, undercutting these receivers once they get into this end zone. So it'll be 2 things to watch here. This corner, Antonio Hamilton, who, shout out to him, man, been through a lot this year. He's the player that had the cooking accident.
Oh, yeah.
Burnt up his feet, legs, and shit.
Damn.
So he just got back out there, got his first pick of the year out there on prime time. So watch him, and then we're going to watch Budda Baker in the middle of the field, the great read that he gets on Andy Dalton back here so we can let it run. But watch him as soon as he – pause it right here. So right now, it serves you no purpose, no good purpose, young DBs, young cornerbacks, to be on his top shoulder once he crosses this goal line, because if he catches it here or here, it's a touchdown. So as soon as he crosses this goal line, get underneath him, get in between the quarterback and him, once again, just like basketball, ball you man, and then watch how he undercuts this and makes this play. And even if he does it, and even if he does it, that read and that break that you got from Budda Baker, that's textbook. Like reading that quarterback. Once again, not worried about getting deep, getting beat deep. You're reading that quarterback. As soon as you see that egg break, that hand come off the ball, great job by both of these guys. Everybody underneath did their job, but him getting that interception, undercutting once again is something we saw with Slay. Gilmore, I think Trevon Diggs had one. So this is something young DBs. That's a cliff. That goal line, be ready to undercut it. Now, once again, this is going to be a common thing that we go over today. It's something we talked about early on with the first Everything DB that we had with the fire zones. 3 under 3 deep, knowing who you're responsible for. Are you responsible for 2 strong, 3 strong, 2 weak, whatever it is. So this is going to be 3 under, 3 deep. So 1, 2, and then we're going to have a deep middle field safety. But I want you to watch Isaiah Simmons, right? So right now we got 1, 2 as far as the receivers go, 1, 2, and then this is number 3. Let it play. He's going to do a great job here with his eyes reading the quarterback. Pause it. This is from depth. So right now you got 1, right? You're deep third, you're deep third, you're deep third. You got 2, you got 2, and then he's got 3, but he's playing it from depth. I believe this was like 3rd and long. Let this play. Great read, and then an even better interception. It was right. One-hand interception. Obviously a big-time draft prospect. Kind of struggled early on. They've been having him playing slot corner. They've been having him playing some dime, and he's getting better and better as the weeks go on. This is a big-time play. This was, I think, the second of back-to-back pick sixes from this Cardinals defense. So playing it from depth, once again, this is he's relating to this guy. But it's 3rd and forever, 3rd in the bus ride. So they can rally and tackle that if he throws it to Kamara in the flat or if he throws it here, which he probably should have. Andy Dalton stares him down, throws it right to it. This dude's 6'4", runs a 4.3, so makes the play and then gets home. That's a big dude out there moving. So great job in that 3 under, 3 deep fire zone.
I love that.
Next one, another.
Could you imagine being that guy, AJ? It'd be cool to be that big, that fast, that smart.
Well, he can pretty much play every position on the field, too, I feel like.
Hell yeah.
At Clemson, did a lot of pass rushing, played nickel, sometimes line out as the outside corner. I believe top 10, I believe, in the draft.
That was kind of the thing, though, right? They didn't know how to play him when he
Exactly.
came into the league. Now they're kind of figuring it out, you think?
Kind of just making him a slot defender. He's not great against the run. Not really, not like an A.J. Hawk type of guy you want in the box.
Oh, yeah.
Going downhill, taking guys on. He's a guy you want playing in space, a guy perfect for these type of situations, having coverage, let his athleticism take over, and you get plays like this. Hopefully we see more and more of this as his confidence continues to grow. That's everything in the league. Once you know what the fuck you can do, got to do, and then obviously your confidence, you start making plays like this.
How about the feint up front there early? Is that for Andy Dalton to show Andy Dalton?
I'm not sure what that step up was, but he stepped back and played. You see all 3 of these guys playing it from depth. Nobody's in the rush.
Look at him right there, though. D-But, you see him, Pat, if you run it back a half a clip, like when he looks like he's going to jump down for a second on the guy underneath, and I bet Andy felt that too. It's like, I can sneak this right behind him.
Yeah, probably. Big dude. So you 6'4", he still jump. Damn, do we have this one from the tight copy?
I don't
think this is a tight copy one, but you can see it here. Great play, great one-handed pick, and then obviously getting into the crib. Next play, same thing, same coverage. Now, who you got? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But once again, it's 3 under, 3 deep on the defensive side of the ball, and this is Trevon Diggs. Now, I don't know what Jared Goff was doing with this throw because it was a pretty clean pocket. You got a double move up here, and once he runs this double move, Trevon Diggs, like we went over this a few weeks ago, he feels like he's a receiver. Like once he identifies the route, he feels like if I'm in good position, if I'm in any type of position to see this quarterback, I'm going to play the quarterback. I'm going to play the ball. This is him doing it. His 17th interception in 35 games.
Jesus.
So that's basically every other game this dude is getting his hands on the ball and catches. So once again, double move, pause right here. A lot of corners right here will panic because they can't see that receiver, right? He's like, fuck that. I'm the receiver at this point. Once again, Jared Goff, you'll see from the tight copy, makes a terrible throw, and he goes up and picks, and we're going to run it back one more time from the top. That's great ball skills, something he's been doing since his days at Alabama.
So hold on. That's an interesting little thing. You say he runs it like a wide receiver, and I think a lot of people say that on TV. But strategic-wise, there's only one route that guy can run at that standpoint, and it's a go route. So Diggs might as well run a go as well.
Well, no, he can run a double move and then come back. He can run so he can run that route up. Now that's pretty deep down the field.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
that's too deep.
Yeah, at that point you kind of know, and he feels it. And once again, he has vision on that quarterback too. So he's also seeing Goff being ready to throw this ball, and Goff should see him too, right? Goff should see that he's in a position where, hey, this dude's looking at me. That's Trevon Diggs. We saw this happen with Carson Wentz earlier in the year. Like, he stared right at him and they said, I'm going to try this fucking guy anyway. That's why he has 17 picks. Actually, can you run it to the wide one more time just to see the matches and the mechanics of the coverage again? Let it play. So you got a 5-man rush. So pause. So fire zones, it consists of at least 5 guys rushing most times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you only have 6 guys in coverage. So deep third, That's a deep third guy as well. And then you have your 3 underneath defenders. He's really an underneath defender. He's playing it from depth. This is 2 running vertical, and he's kind of letting it go to that free safety. You got a 5-5. He's pushing through the 3. He's matching there. And then he's underneath. He's matching the 2. So 3 under, 3 deep. This is a coverage that you see a lot, executing it. And then once again, Trevon Diggs being special.
A lot of people were surprised that they didn't look at this interception. Did you end up seeing it, and do you think it hit the ground or no?
I thought they could have looked at it. They could have took a closer look, but I mean, it's the Lions.
It's the Lions. Thank you.
Yeah, it's the Lions.
Is that a touchdown if it's a good throw?
It could be. It could be. That's a tough throw to make too. Look what Goff is throwing his ball. So, and that's something that he kind of has a feel for at this point. Like, unless that's, Stafford, Josh Allen, Mahomes. There's only not Mac Jones. It's only a handful of guys that can make that. Sam Ehlinger that can make that type of throw down there. So once again, though, this is even if it was bobbled or whatever, this is an amazing pick from from depth. I think it was second and 2. Yeah, I don't know what he was.
I think it's 2nd and 2.
I don't know what he's thinking. And second and 2, that's a waste down for defenses. And he didn't even step in. Watch the mechanics of this throw again. So you're not even getting the most out of your arm. He's already not one of those guys mentioned, but you got a clean pocket that you can step into.
Great protection.
Yeah,
unbelievable
you can step into that throw and make a better one. And that he threw it fading away. So this is obviously on Goff, and then just tremendous play for Trevon Diggs.
Do you think he was thinking I play for the Lions anyways? Who cares?
Look at this.
Make this look cool.
And then watch this catch at the end. Completely turns his body around.
Look at his hips. You kidding me with his hips and confidence to have his eyes back too?
He's running backwards right now.
Full speed. That's special. You can say what you want about, bad eyes and he gives up big plays and this and that, but it's not a lot of players, period, but especially DBs that can make a play like that. That's something you would expect his brothers to find out there to make. And they review every turnover.
No, they didn't review this one.
They
review every turnover.
They didn't review this one. That was the issue. Lions fans are really pissed about it.
They do in New York,
they did not review
Yeah, they review every turnover and every score.
They did not review this one. At least that's what Twitter was saying.
Well, Twitter.
We
were discussing films earlier.
They did not review this one.
They had to. There was probably a commercial break whenever the turnover happens, right? They didn't just roll right into the. What do you?
No, yeah.
They just confirm it real quick, don't they?
Yeah. Didn't what's his name tweet about this play that they should have reviewed it?
Gene?
Yes.
Yeah, Gene said
thought
it was a bobble or whatever.
Yep. And he said they didn't review it and they should have.
But I thought Gene,
those are your guys, Gene.
Gene, I thought they were reviewing every single turnover, every single scoring play. Already
no
happened.
matter what.
If you throw a challenge flag, it's actually a punishment because they're already challenging.
Bingo.
Remember that was happening a couple weeks ago.
Lions versus Cowboys. No chance of reviewing that shit.
Looks like he had control of that ball, though.
I don't see enough turnover.
He said, I'm surprised the play was not stopped for a formal, detailed review. He didn't say they didn't review it.
Oh, Lion. I'm surprised that the play was not stopped for a formal, detailed review of the interception ruling in Detroit versus Dallas. For a catch to be made, the ball can touch the ground, but the player must have firm control of it prior to that. It does not appear that Diggs does, in my opinion. Now, we are zoomed in pretty close here.
They had some pictures up there, some still shots it looked like, too.
He said they didn't review it. Did I not read that right?
Formal.
Bingo. What else?
That's like when it comes back.
They look at it and they confirm it. They did it in the Sunday night game. Remember, all of a sudden I forget which team, they're kicking an extra point because they're like,
See,
I guess
that ball,
was like an
Bobbles
expedited
right there.
confirmation.
That ball mid-air right
You
there.
can't tell from here.
No.
Bobble, yeah, it's really just.
I don't know. How can we not?
It never touched the ground. Did it touch the ground?
It definitely touched the ground, but I don't think it moved, bro. I don't know. I might be wrong. This is probably not the right angle.
No.
So right there.
Oh, here we go.
And then once they ruled it an interception
close.
on the film, it's going to be hard. They need what, inconclusive?
Yeah, and if it's
evidence to
taken
overturn
longer
it?
than 2 minutes, is it conclusive? I don't know.
And if one team is 1-5 and sucks, does it really matter?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the other team is the most valuable team.
Yeah, just add to the list.
Oh, well.
Damn.
Same old Lions.
Yep.
How
Jared
about that
Goff
delay a
shouldn't have
game,
threw it
Justin
in the
Tucker?
first place.
Yeah, you're damn right. You guys deserve to lose that, or you guys. You know what? I hope that starts happening more. I hope the refs
It literally can't
decide
happen more.
that bad decisions have taken place and that team needs to be punished.
That's right.
Too much bad football. That was not the place where Jared Goff should have ever won on a 2nd and 2. Fuck them. What if that's what the ref said? Well, I'm tired of the bad football. You guys come after us. It's bad football every single week. We're going to start punishing it.
Well, and they might be saying, like, hey, watch this. Watch how fucking pissed off Dan Campbell's going to get. Let's just...
Man! Did you guys even look? He's staring at that Jumbotron, too, down there.
The fuck is that, man?
It's like a 20-yard wide shot of him bobbling that catch. All right, let's move on. Sorry about that.
Good play. Good execution, though. And the thing about those 3 underneath, 3 deep fire zones is, and I'm sure AJ can attest to this, it gets to some points where you have some gray area, right? Because the true zone drops, as Coach Truck would call them, like high school drops, you just get to a spot, you get to your depth. But with these, you're relating to actual players. So if you watch, if he comes this way and he comes that way, like, do you pass it off? These guys, if they swap out, so it can get some gray area when you have one less guy in coverage when you're sending 5. And that's why you send 5, because you say, all right, fuck the gray area, you guys figure it out. We're going to send 5 to get home. But great play by Diggs. Let's get to the next one.
Great catch, too.
Yeah, great catch.
Great catch, Foxy. Another 5-man pressure, 3 under 3 deep. So obviously we got 1, 2, we got 3 here, and then 1, 2 here. So the underneath defenders will relate to the 2s, the seam flat players, and then you're gonna have your 3 receiver hook guys. So let this rock. So Paul, so right now he's coming and playing that from depth, right? Remember, this is kind of the same. He has the same responsibility that Isaiah Simmons had on his play, but he's kind of just going to go get this guy. He's playing his guy top down. He's relating to number 2. He's pushing through to number 3. He's staying with number 2 as well.
This is great coverage. Seems like a safe coverage, too, by the way.
It's a good coverage. And it's aggressive, right? Sometimes you coach just for the guys that play with vision to try to make a play on the ball. And then some guys it's tighter matches. We used to run it with Chuck, and coming from that Baltimore system, we have very tight matches, pretty much man coverage, unless you got a bunch. Then we'll get to some zone rules. But great coverage, pretty good pressure, and then another big play by the secondary.
Oh, God.
Nice throw, Jared.
See, at least Jared, he feels some pressure here. And it's the thing, sometimes that first play, even with that clean pocket, maybe he saw the 5-man pressure and said, all right, I know somebody's coming from somewhere, and just fucking threw it up there. This one, you get a little, but as a quarterback, NFL quarterback, you got to be able to step and make accurate throws in this pocket.
Do you think he saw old Cuz, who's supposed to get 3 up there, running back, who's up chipping right now? Do you think he saw him leave then and was like, oh, that's the spot?
That's exactly what he saw, because when you have this much space, you should be able to complete this pass to him.
Should.
Right? But that's great. That's sticky coverage right at the sticks and makes that play. So that's that seam flat player knowing exactly where the sticks are and then making that play.
Come on.
Are they on a different page, too? Because it looked like the receiver turned outside and he threw the ball inside.
No, he should have turned inside. I think that's where all the space was.
Yeah.
I think like that should have been where they throw it, right, D? But I mean,
should have went, in my
away
opinion,
from the leverage.
Yeah, I'm not an offensive guy, but you're getting outside leverage here. It should be bink, and you're coming back here towards this star, and let's make a throw right here near the top of this star.
That's right, he did.
But he went and tried to pivot and push away, and this seam flat player, that slot defender with great vision, made a diving interception once again for this Dallas defense.
Hey, they're greedy over there.
Yeah. Aggressive up front, and even when they rush 4 guys, they can get after the pass. But Dan Quinn, he's been doing, Dan Quinn, a lot of people knew him for that 3 deep and what he did with the Legion of Boom.
Is that the same shit right there?
Nah, he's running completely there. He's morphed into much more man coverage. They mix in some cover 2s. They do fire zones. So he's definitely evolved. And that's because of the talent. That's because of the talent. That's a good coach. That's a sign of a good coach when you have, Diggs, Hooker back there, Donovan Wilson, Jaron Curse, I believe his name is. You got big, fast, physical players. Then obviously Michael Parsons doing his thing up front as well.
Did Hooker play safety before that anywhere?
Yeah.
Where at?
All right.
Colts.
First round pick, all right? Top 15 pick.
Yeah, fucking Ohio State. Is that the answer you wanted?
Ohio State University. So Malik Hooker,
hey,
he's much better in Dallas. I think that's the perfect fit.
Why didn't it work here? He was hurt.
Injuries. He had some injuries. He started off hot. He started off hot. He was, I want to say, like 3.
That one-handed pick against Phil Rivers.
Yeah. He had like 3 picks in a row, and then he tore his ACL, I think, his rookie year.
Yeah.
Dirty block. All right.
Change the rules. That's a good player. Happy he's back.
Yep, good. So this is good offensive play right here from obviously Joe Burrow. He's been getting hot these last few weeks. But as far as the defense, this is our cover 2 in the 2-minute situation. I believe third. Oh, let me switch the page.
I like the notes. Let's
So
go.
yeah, 2 minute, and this is second and super long, right? And what a big coverage that you see a lot in 2 minute on defense is cover 2. And as a cover 2 defender, as a hook curl defender, especially in a long yardage situation, in a 2 minute situation, you want to play everything top down, right? You're going to get high load a lot as this defender and as these flat defenders out here. Everything is going to be attacked. If it's something in front of you, you better believe it's something behind you. So you got T. Higgins out here lined at 1. You got Hurst here at the tight end position. So we call this spin dig, option dig, whatever you want to call it, but it's basically a high-low route, and the quarterback is going to be reading this defender. So you let this play, you'll see. Boom, pause it right now. So right now, he's taking the cheese. He's taking the cheese right now, and he's going to run this route right behind him. Burrow's going to see this defender that he's reading in cover 2. So everybody else is doing their job. He's pushing up middle linebacker. He's pushing to the 3 receiver side, the passing strength. He's the hook curl defender. Me and Tone were talking about cover 2 before. Boom. As soon as he takes that cheese, 25-yard completion in 2 minutes. That's a huge chunk play that you don't want to give up in any situation.
Is
but
that
especially in 2 minutes.
ME, MA?
That would be more of an ME. Because he was doing his assignment, he was playing hook curl, right? But he reacted to he reacted to the wrong thing. Like that check down, you react to that on the throw.
Are there rules like how many yards down the field does T. Higgins have to go and run that in before that's not his responsibility?
He's not even looking at
I know,
T. Higgins.
yeah.
He I mean, and this is a route. This spin dig, a dagger route, like those are cover 2 beaters, and they're going to run these routes because they know everybody's going to call some form of cover 2 in 2 minutes. So for him, he should have his eyes on the quarterback and just continue to get depth. Like this is run it back. This is the other hook curl defender up top, and you can see he gets a reroute and then he continues to get depth. So reroutes the receiver, which safeties always love. Both of these guys get reroute, and look how much deeper he is than him.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's as deep as this guy, Joe Burrow's not throwing that. He's going to throw it to Hurst, and then these 2 guys should rally and vice tackle that and get him on the ground, and then you line up and play again on this side of the 50 as opposed to now their next step is at the 41, 42-yard line and plus territory with, a minute and some change left in the game.
That's Joe Burrow, though. Incredible read, right?
Good read. I mean, that's a simple read. That's day 1, 2 minute stuff for that hook curl defender and for this quarterback. Looking right at him.
He's got to know where the sticks are, right, D-Buck?
Yeah.
Like, he's got to know the sticks. Like, I'm not breaking down on anything until that ball is out of the quarterback's hands because this is exactly what they want.
Yep. Literally as soon as he's just looking at that defender, as soon as he already knows where he's throwing his ball. There's nowhere else for him to look. So he's looking right at this underneath defender hook curl. Boom, step into it. And I know most dig routes want to be completed 2 yards outside that hash. And that's literally exactly where he throws his ball.
You said every team uses cover 2 in the 2 minutes. Is that just the go-to?
Yeah, because you want to make them go the long hard route. You don't want to give up big chunk plays. And at some point, sometimes let's say they need 3 points at the end of the game, and they got plenty of time. Maybe you get more aggressive and you got to send some pressure. You got to play some tighter coverage. But this is 2 minutes before the half. So 2 minutes before the half, even if they do get points, you want to make it 3. You don't want to give up chunk plays. That's what you want to eliminate in 2 minute chunk plays.
Yeah.
Make them complete a bunch of 8-yard catches down the field. You don't want to give this play up. So this would be a MA right here. Now, if he just blitzed or if he just ran out and played like a buzz flat instead of a hook curl, that would be an ME. That would be like, hey, what the fuck were you doing? This is more, you can coach this up. Hopefully he learns from this. Like, all right, he got it. You got me. Now you won't get me again.
Fool me
once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shame on
me. But to A-Rod's point, this guy, you keep making that type of mistake in the situation.
Can't be on the field.
Can't be on the field. Can't trust you.
Because the other 10.
Can't trust you.
But you can't say that.
It only takes one.
Can't say it.
Yeah.
You're a bad guy.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. Bad
3 under,
Don't
deep,
do it.
3
Like
deep.
AJ Hawk.
Running from
Yep.
the top, please.
Trade me if you're not going to blame me.
So this is kind of that gray area, right? So you got 3 underneath, 3 deep again on defense. But now we got a little situation here. I play slot a lot, right, in the league, and this is something I'll be communicating with whoever my 3 receiver hook guy is. hey, and it's going to be Campbell in this situation. If these two guys do a quick switch, right, if he does a crosser and he comes out, we're going to swap this off because he is relating to number 2, which is him right now. Either if he's going to run the crosser, he's going to chase that all the way across and he comes out. You'll see, let it play, but you'll see he never. So let it go. So boom, pause it. So now nobody runs with Samuel, right? So you got him. He's the 3 receiver, and his guy pre-snap is still right here. So he feels like he's in good position, but the safety feels like, and I don't know their rules, right? Sometimes you're in this fire zone as a seam flat defender. Some defenses, if I get a quick crosser, I'm not chasing that. I'm passing that off. But that pass off has to be you have to have communication pre-snap. You can't just anticipate the guy knowing this, especially if he's showing blitz, he's in a disguise. Hey, 5'9", hey, alert this swap, alert this switch. So then when that happens,
lock.
When that happens, or you say lock it. Now, if I lock it, I'm running with it, and I'm just going to be in a bad leverage situation. But anything is better than just having a free runner because up here, everybody else is cleared out up here. He's running with his 2 vertical. He's obviously a 1. He's going to the post. 3 receiver. He feels like he's still over his number 3. Heineke obviously sees the free runner. So this is a good play call, good execution, good read. But you can't have that miscommunication. You got 2 guys right here, and neither one of them is covering this guy, and then it turns into a big play.
This is a lot shallower route, but this is the exact same thing that was on Everything DB week 1 when Justin Jefferson was running the crossing routes versus Green Bay.
Yep, with the crossing route that he dropped. And most of the time, it's going to come down to pre-snap communication. So it's 1 or 2 things that are happening in the meeting room. Like, hey, you guys got to communicate and get on the same page, and 5'9", you got to run with that. Or, Amos, you got to run with that. You just got to go. So those are the 1 or 2 things, and that's a tough situation. And when he's in that position, whenever you're on the same side with number 2 and number 3, we got to have some type of pre-snap communication. So if that's AJ there and that's me, hey, AJ, alert this swap. And this is probably one of the only routes that is going to happen because if he goes more vertical and push that, he's going to run with it, just like this seam flat defender does up here.
What the hell's going on, AJ?
But you know what happened? A lot of times I don't know what their rules may be, but if I was in there at that backer position, they're basically creating a bunch, obviously right there into the boundary. But if 2 would go over top of that guy who's like hot to 3, then we would run with him. If he would go underneath like he would here, I would have to jump him and take him all the way across the field. And he replaces with the new 2.
Yeah. So like you just mentioned with that bunch, because run it back. So
but if I'm showing up in the A gap, no matter what, he's going over top of me. So that's a lock from.
So that would be a lock from him. Anything seam flat. This is what we were coached in this coverage. This is what I was coached at least. Anything up and out, I have with this guy. And up will be past my linebacker. If my linebacker's showing pressure in A gap, if he comes this high, it's up. But anything up and out. So this wouldn't be up.
Up is deep.
Up will be vertical. Just running vertical like this 2 is.
Deep.
So, yep.
Anything deep.
Anything
is up.
Anything. Up that way. It's vertical.
Past the linebacker.
I'm running with, or out. So even if he goes flat right now, I'm responsible for that as a seam flat defender, right? The up will be the seam, the out will be the flat. Now this is a crosser. So once again, the pre-snap communication is everything here. Like, hey, I know my number 3, because once again, that's the first guy I'm looking for as a slot defender. Where's 3? Where's my 3? 3 is to me, so I know my help is to me as well. So I can pass this to my help, and we can both have the easy down here. This would be easy down if we pre-snap communicate this. 5'9", you run with that, and then I just play this running back from depth. But this is exactly what we can't have.
AJ, how big of a difference is it that the guy is here as opposed to here, in front of him? He's behind him as opposed to in front of him. Is that what
you mean? The backer or the when he showed up and he's mugging in the A gap, he's going to be over top. But yeah, it's like D-Butt said. The second they break the huddle and they come to the line. If I'm the 3 defender, but I'm looking and talking to D, but instantly, like, hey, what do you want to do? Like, we've already talked about it before the game and worked it, but we're talking, we know, like, I think at least as defensive players, I know I can look at a formation and instantly see how I can be screwed in this and what causes us problems. So
yeah, but remember Fickle
up until the snap.
Yeah, but Fickle used to ask you questions and you go, yeah, I got it.
I'll be there.
That area. I got it.
It was how he described matchups. My brain didn't compute. That's all that was.
AJ, is it easier for the linebacker here if he's not mugging up in the A gap to see this crosser and potentially play it better?
But he has to mug because that keeps this guy in, right?
Correct.
Yeah, well, that's his 3, though. He knows he can keep him in. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm thinking they didn't have any communication, and I guess the Amos is thinking he has to run with him.
Yeah,
obviously.
if you
should know that.
If it's no communication, you got to run with that, right? You got to take it. Now that's bad football. This is 3rd and 8. This is a money down in the fourth quarter of a game. This is 3rd and 8, and there's 2 veterans. There's 2 of their better players. So I wouldn't expect this from those guys. Those guys that they can self-correct and self-coach.
But
I'm sure
you know what you
the
could
DBs
do
can coach them up,
though.
too.
If they come out in that, and I was the linebacker in there too, and my 3, I know he's probably going to stay in because I'm mugging. I was like, I'm going to get a big old shot on this dude if he does run across.
Oh,
and
Chip.
help you out at least.
At least slow
try to
him
knock
up.
him down.
Yep, slow him up and make him go over the top. He goes over the top, but this is still, and underneath, right? Because he only got 2-3 yards of depth after that.
You're saying like a hip check type thing here.
Oh yeah,
Tony Carenti.
I'm turning and hitting him. No, I'm going to try to hit him. It's before 5.
Yeah, you can get a good chuck on
You're
him.
using that helmet.
Bing.
So this is 7 weeks in, and they're making the same fucking mistakes over and over again. Like, is this stuff correctable, or do you think this is just who they are?
This is very correctable. Very, very.
Then why haven't they corrected it 7 weeks into the season?
It's a tough play too, though. It is a tough play for the defense. It really is.
Well, they say any of those ones that go across are fucking impossible to guard. You got to hope that these guys get home, right?
Yeah,
So they put you in peril. When you whoever is matching those up, you have to make a decision on the fly sometimes, and it's tough.
Bringing a blitz.
And this is the gray area. Whenever you're bringing pressure, whenever you're sending 5 and you're losing 1 in coverage, it makes it a little more onus on the coverage. But once again, pre-snap communication is paramount in these coverages. Last one. So quarter, half up here. So it looks like we got some type of quarter coverage up here. And then we got half coverage down here. I believe this is 2 minutes as well. Yeah, this is second quarter. A minute and 9 left. First down. But this is a great job by Patrick Mahomes controlling this deep half safety. You could just let this one play and just watch how his eyes hold and widen this safety to give that room to MVS, because this is a lot of space, right? So once again, underneath the fender, 2 minute, sink, get depth.
Come on!
Everything top down.
Come on, 20.
Flat route.
Wake
Get
up.
back. And this is a young player. This is a second-year corner replacing Emmanuel Mosley, who was having an all-pro, Pro Bowl type year before tearing his ACL, I believe, last week. So this is a young player, but you got to know this coming in. Play this. I mean, if you're here, that gives me a little more comfort to where, because he's a deep half defender, you're getting a 7 route. So I can understand getting that with him almost coming off that hash, especially with Mahomes. Now he's back to that side. But before this, if you run it back probably half a second, Mahomes is, the entire time he's looking this direction. And he knows exactly what he's doing. He's giving this time and more space to set that safety up and run this post route. And once again, this is another chunk play in 2 minutes.
Damn.
So you can't have that. So imagine if that safety is able to get a little more depth and have a little more trust in this corner being underneath. Like if he can be here as opposed to where he is, because he's going to continue to widen. Because once again, you're a zone defender, so you're keying the quarterback on where he's So if he's here instead of here, he can probably make this play. Now he's getting turned around. That's 100% his responsibility as a quarter safety. Right? This is a quarter safety. That's number 2 running the vertical post. And if you run it back a little bit and just watch this MVS right up here, like he does a good job pushing vertical, giving them a little hint outside, and then getting that safety turned around. And then obviously you got Patrick Mahomes, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I believe we got this on the back copy too. So but that's once again, as an underneath defender, get your depth. Like look at his helmet, look at his eyes the entire time.
Is this like Mahomes understanding coverages more too,
Absolutely.
like you said a couple years ago?
Absolutely. So this is split coverage. This is split safety coverage. So he doesn't care if this is cover 2 or quarters coverage. He knows it's split safety, and he knows MVS, his speed guy, is in the slot, and he's running a post. So he knows where he's going to be. He trusts his arm. Bink. And that's a big-time throw. And once again, now their next play is lining up on the 30-yard line with a minute left in 2 minutes.
Hey, that guy's not even on the screen until right here.
Yeah.
That throw.
That's
Jesus Christ.
It's that whole area. Right?
Yeah, and this, I believe, I'm going to put it on the corners because I feel like the corner, you got to, the safety, if you're in that type of situation, that's kind of what you got to do. As this, get back, like sit, get back. Fuck a reroute at this point, get depth. Like you should be like here with your hips open. Like he's playing quarters up here, but you should damn near be like him. Like, I mean, because we're going to protect everything deep, rally. That's the route. These are the route. Him, where's the back? Him, like, those are the routes we want thrown to in 2 minutes. It's a minute on the clock right now. These are who we want to go. We can, every snap we get, that's one more opportunity for Nick Bosa to get home.
That's Kelsey, too. It's impossible for this guy not to.
Yeah, you got to respect that. That's what I'm saying. I understand why the safety did what he did, especially with 15 looking there. But that's a tough sledding for a post safety in MVS in the slot right there. So this is great execution from the offense. And I think poor execution from this underneath flat defender, this corner down here. And it's a great ball. I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes back here. If he has protection to get this off, these are the plays he makes. This is why he's a $50 million a year quarterback.
I mean, he is just he's playing the whole time.
Oh yeah, he knows exactly where he's going the whole
He knew
time.
before the snap.
Yeah,
he knew before the snap what he was going to do.
Facts.
Look out.
And he knows the guy he's looking at too. He knows, Travis Kelce's public enemy #1. So if I stare at him, they gotta respect that. Just give me enough protection, enough time to get back to MVS in the middle of the field.
That's that
big time play. That's big
level.
big brain football right there.
That is. That's big brain football. It's also Andy Reid drawn up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They've obviously worked this, and I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes didn't figure this out in practice and know that this was going to happen, but this is taking advantage of a defense, utilizing your weapons, and making the most out of it when you need it.
Absolutely. And situational football, and something that the Chiefs do probably more than anybody else is practice 2-minute situations. 2 minute. I said something on Twitter, I think last year, about just how good the Chiefs are in 2 minutes. Like just watching them, it's like it's 50 seconds on the clock, minus 27-yard line, doesn't matter. They just always look very, very comfortable. And then the Honey Badger at that time, who was a Chief, he was like, Big Red, we do that every day in practice. It's 2 minutes. We're doing it every day. And you can see it showing up on film because most games, now obviously this one didn't, but most games come down to a 2-minute drive.
Yep.
So
one-score games, man.
Either the offense getting in position to score or the defense getting a stop. So I think the big thing to take away here, especially in 2 minutes, that's why situational football is so big. Underneath defenders, man, play it top down. Like you rerouting him 6 yards down the field is irrelevant for us at this point.
5-yard route.
Yeah, we need you back here.
It's a 5-yard route in 2 minutes.
We need you 15, 20 yards deep as a flat defender, a corner, especially when you got 87 in the slot, man. So help your safety out so he could potentially help this other safety out. But this is a tough play and a really good play from the offense and the quarterback.
Really good play by you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you, Darius. That was great work. I feel like I got smarter. I got better. I love watching that every single time.
Yeah. That was the 2-minute drill, too, where they were calling for a huddle, and the refs gave a timeout instead. Yeah,
it's, whatever.
Yeah, 3 plays later.
Fucker, we'll dial it up.
Hey, that was really good, D-Butt. Thank you.
Thank you, D-Butt.
Appreciate the notes. Appreciate the dedication. Appreciate the time. Appreciate your schedule this fall. Thank you for stopping by today as opposed to a couple days ago that pissed off Boston Connor. AJ, hell of a show out of you today. We appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Great job, D-Bud. It's always fun. I enjoy watching those things.
Appreciate you, AJ. It was fun, man.
We get smarter, right? I feel like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've said before, but like triggers, plays I've faced, things I haven't thought about in a while, and it's cool to. I love, I'm a nerd for pre-snap communication. I really am, honestly.
Huge. And this, all this stuff I'm pointing out, like this is shit that I've been beat on obviously multiple times. Everybody that's played has taken those L's, have not communicated something pre-snap, have tried to get a reroute in 2 minutes, and then you look back at it maybe as a 8-year vet, you look back at it, you playing your second year, like what the fuck was I doing? So this is more so seeing that, hearing it. I'm sure they're hearing these same things in the meeting room. But when shit's going fast, when it's a minute 9 on the clock and it's Patrick Mahomes on the other side, you're not thinking about all those things until you get kind of
experience.
Yeah,
experience brings wisdom, I believe. And everybody's gonna have to kind of get baptized a bit.
My takeaway is that this shit's impossible. You guys have no chance back there. Seriously, it's impossible.
That's why you got to. That's why communication
No.
is everything. We got to be on the same page.
I enjoyed a lot of the talk at practice was about talking at practice.
Mm-hmm.
Communicate. Yeah. Why aren't you talking? You should be talking.
It's huge, man. It is so big. Like especially with DBs to linebackers. Like you're working with that. Like a lot of it depends on linebackers on number 3 SD, but he's relating to 3. No matter what the formation ends up as, I got to be yelling the whole time. Hey, I'm with you. I'm not. I'm gone. I'm not with you. Like you got to know what you have to know what everybody around you is doing.
So it's just a lack of confidence normally that kind of keeps people away from communicating because you were a mute, right? And you love talking before game. Like, is that what it is? You think lack of confidence?
I think it's confidence, but It's knowing what the fuck you're doing too.
Oh, so
And
a lot of people. Yeah,
sometimes, like for instance, that right corner. You know, this is probably his second or third game getting real action this season. So he hasn't been getting reps with these guys in practice. He probably hasn't been talking to them as much in the meeting rooms, and obviously that stuff, you know, shows up. So you need it. That's what walkthroughs are for. That's what coaching is for. The meetings, and then like AJ said, linebackers communicating with DBs because most times we're in separate rooms. You know, like on Thursdays, we would do half our meeting separate and then half our meeting together as a full unit. But depending on the team, maybe sometimes it's just the linebackers meet with linebackers, just DBs meet with DBs, and then game time comes, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes it'll be a fucking linebacker coach throwing the DBs and the DBs under the bus, and vice versa. Like that happens more than you'll probably think. So it really comes down to it comes down to communication, man. Like more than anything.
Especially if you're losing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
my
this.
guys doing that.
Yeah,
A lot of this. Our guys, we got it right, guys. We got it right, didn't we, boys?
Oh, yeah.
Just like we did on Wednesday, right? Yeah. I don't know about your fucking group. It's
Man,
interesting.
happens.
Losing is a real. We're seeing it with Russ.
Yeah.
You see it. It literally trickles into everything and makes everything terrible. That's why you want to be on a winning program. Who will do that in Week 8 tomorrow when we are back live here at the FanDuel Thunderdome? We'll have a game to chat about, a good one on Amazon Prime.
Hell yeah.
Not only do we have Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit and Kaylee Hartung and Tony Gonzalez and Carissa Thompson and Fitzmagic and Whitworth and Richard Sherman. Marshawn Lynch piece is going to be glorious. Well, we got a fucking game, okay? Lamar and Tom. 1.5 point spread. Let's enjoy tomorrow. Let's enjoy Week 8. And we can't thank you enough for joining us today. Talks the Table, great work. Tone Diggs, Hammer, Dahn. Starts in about 15 minutes. It's going to be great. All the boys in the back, fantastic job. Way to deal with the technical difficulties that happened before the show, during the show, and are currently happening right now. Then also, big shout out to Charania for all his help. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in about 20 hours and 33 minutes. Have a good one. Say something nice to somebody. Goodbye.